Midnight music.
I love how Sheamus still falls. Or like one of the Viking Raiders
It
still
wasn't Sheamus.
falls.
Like, wait, Sheamus is not there.
Yeah, sorry, it's one of the Viking Raiders. This is amazing.
It was...
Michael Cole still trying to sell it.
And then all of a sudden, like, Zelina and B-Fab and all of them are all, like, just doing spots just to kind of get the crowd back in their favor. Like, here's the thing. Of all...
Doing so bad!
Taekwon, sorry about that technical difficulties, but we are here. We're doing all right. I'm assuming. Can only speak for myself. And oh man, what a 7 days. You know what makes it worse? Well, it was in Chicago.
It makes it better. What are you talking about? Hey man, that's just good booking.
Who forgot to pay the YouTube bill? YouTube forgot to pay the YouTube bill. Although YouTube's going to be rolling in dough. Well, did you hear about NFL Sunday Ticket?
I again heard of it. I don't know details.
So NFL Sunday Ticket. I
saw like NFL's being streaming on YouTube or something.
Well, it's a subscription service that they do. So I can I have Sunday Tickets. I bought it this year. So a lot of people do it around the world. So it includes out of market games. So I don't always have to watch the Jets and the Giants. I can watch any game that's not on national TV.
You can watch good.
I can watch good football. Yeah. And so I just watch all the Raiders games, but mine also includes Red Zone.
Oh, dude, I knew I was going to ask you about something. That Raiders game the other night.
Amazing.
That finish, I've watched that 100 times.
The only thing I wish it was
so hard.
I wish it was Tom Brady getting the stiff arm, but it's not.
Oh, dude, no, Mac Jones is way funnier. He kind of sort of tried, but not really.
Try. He did not try. He gave up.
He chose his career. Smart man. I was just like, dude, I was going through Facebook today, and I was just like, it's even better with the Titanic music, and I watched it, and it was
the Titanic music one.
Dude, it was just Belichick running off the field. It's just like, the whole thing was just comedy gold.
You know what's really bad? All like the former NFL players who are analysts and stuff now, they're like, that's the dumbest play we've ever seen in the history of football.
Yeah, it is. It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in the history of football. It's dumber than the time the band went on the field.
The band play is amazing, okay? That is
the band play is the greatest thing I've ever seen in sports. But it is the dumbest thing, and it is the dumbest play in sports.
Do you know who was a quarterback?
How did nobody tackle him before the end zone?
Do you know who the quarterback was on the Stanford team for that game?
No, I don't.
John Elway.
No fucking way.
Yeah. John Elway loses that game. Ironically, years later, they did get in touch with that trombone player that got wrecked in the end zone.
He's like, work.
Oh man. But yeah, so
yeah, he gets truck stick. So funny. I love that. The band is on the field. Like the guy doing the play-by-play
is
the best part. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh man, so Sunday Ticket is like a huge streaming service for the NFL because they make a shit ton of revenue. Because think about all the fans and people who use it, and it was a big revenue for DirecTV. So but the DirecTV contract was coming up, or this is the last year of DirecTV.
So they're going to the YouTube TV, or
no? They originally were going to go to Apple TV. Ugh. Apple TV backed out just recently because it doesn't make sense for us, which is fucking stupid. Why wouldn't you want NFL money? But now the front runner is apparently YouTube / Amazon. So essentially Google and Amazon. So what I've heard now is that it'll be part of YouTube TV, but also potentially as well Amazon Prime Video.
That makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude, if I'm NFL, but who wants the rights? I'll sell it to all of you.
But also, Amazon Prime Video is perfect for that type of thing. Their streaming service is really fucking good.
Yeah, no, it is. It's Amazon. They do everything.
Their Thursday Night Football is really good streaming. Quality is fucking fantastic.
Their servers power 2/3 of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
AWS powers like 2/3 of it. It's like AWS and IBM power like 90% of servers on the internet.
And you know those weird NFL facts where they show you like how fast the person's going or like
Math facts?
oh but no, but like they'll show you in like real time like how
Oh, that's cool.
that's all powered by Amazon.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so what they did is actually there's microchips in the players' football pads that track them.
That's naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, duh. Here's the thing, they're probably selling that data too.
Whatever. It's pretty cool.
But Amazon's like, yeah, we're gonna sell the fuck out of this data. Who wants
So
it?
like when you watch Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime Video, there's a whole streaming channel where you can watch the game and you can see all the live like Amazon Web Service stats that they track.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Wow. So like I'm hoping it goes to Amazon and Google because they're just like, oh yeah, we got NFL Sunday Ticket. It's free with Prime Video, like with free with your Amazon Prime subscription. I'll be like, perfect, sold.
Done. Yeah, dude, Amazon's one of the coolest oligarchs out there. I mean, they kind of control public policy, but their service is really cool, and I get shit here mailed in 2 days.
Exactly.
Like what?
But yeah, I'm very happy about that. Hi, Mr. Fretz.
They're analyzing
Hi, Mr. Fretz.
words.
Yeah, no, I mean they are like they didn't know what it was before.
We've got to pay a YouTube bill. Yeah, that was me, Charles. Sorry.
Oh man, I know we're not really talking about anything that happened this week in wrestling, but did you see the Thick Boy came back?
Bronson.
Oh,
I did see
Bronson
that.
Reed.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see him as a heel with the Miz. That's great.
Mm-hmm. You know what this means? That means Ciampa's out of a job.
Yeah.
Which means he'll probably go back to Johnny.
DIY, baby.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But just so I didn't know this, so when Bronson Reed got fired, aka Jonah, on the Indies, he went to New Japan and was doing really well. He actually beat Okada in a match.
I heard that actually.
I did hear that a while ago. I think Matt Men probably talked about it.
People online were like, "You beat Okada and you decided to leave
for the Miz."
Yeah.
To be a heavy for the Miz.
Like you just beat one of the top 5 wrestlers of the past decade, and you went back to be a heavy for the Miz.
Former TNA star Okada.
Oh my god! I'm happy for him. I was like, Triple H can't bring back anybody else, can I? Totally forgot about him.
We talked about it a few weeks ago that he was rumored to come back.
I don't remember.
I had a feeling he would come back eventually, but I didn't think anybody else would come back until after the holidays.
Yeah, that's true. But I still like that he's still thick. Like he's
so thick.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
3 C's.
Oh yeah, no. And they have to keep the Godzilla entrance. Remember his entrance? He was like this giant fat guy walking through like a city.
Love to see it.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm so happy for him. I'm like, yes. I think I tweeted out in all caps, Thick Boy season has returned.
Well, have you seen on TikTok the trending sounds that's SZA singing that it's about big boys?
No.
There's an SNL skit and it's SZA singing how she needs a big boy, and like TikTok is just full of like all these like hot ass like thick men dancing to this song.
Interesting.
It is thick boy season.
I should join that trend.
You should.
As a resident thick boy. So
it's gotta start jiggling.
My money. I don't put my money. Don't jiggle at folks. Mr. Fretz wants to know how far are you in Pokemon Scarlet?
Oh, I'm about to face the Ghost Gym. That's why my fifth badge, give or take. My Pokemon like level 40.
Apparently, Fretz has already beaten it.
I believe it. I've been taking my sweet ass time with it. Sweet ass time with it.
True.
Although, I did get Mario Kart and Mario Party for Christmas. Jazz and I got games for each other.
Nice.
So I gotta beat her ass in a lot of Mario. going into the new year.
Nice. Oh, by the way, Kay, you'll be happy before we start the show. I downloaded, because it was free on Xbox Game Pass for my PC. It's the only PC game I have. I downloaded Dreamlight Valley.
Yes! Oh my god!
Is that the Disney game?
Yeah.
It's
K Murphy, how is it?
It's pretty cool.
I love it.
It looks outstanding. It looks so much fun.
It takes time. I revealed Moana, so that's where I'm at right now. So
you should have done Remy first.
What's up?
You should have done Remy first because he teaches you how to
I know. I should have done the fucking rat because now I don't know how to make shit. So
that's how you can make so much money is by cooking.
I'll learn that, but now I'm stuck and I have to get 3 people into like the 5 stars, so I can unlock like another part of it.
So right now, the only biome I don't have unlocked are the like the Forgotten Lands above the plateau.
Okay.
So I just got Stitch the other day.
Nice.
When you get up to that part of the quest, Stitch is a slow burn.
Okay, we'll do. I'll have a lot of free time on my hands coming up in the next couple of weeks to end out the year and stuff. By the way, what's the cool thing about this game is that it syncs up with your local time. So if it's like if you're playing during the day, it's going to be daytime.
But you can also change. You can also in your settings, like you can change the view so you can play during other times of day.
Yeah.
Like, but the thing with like Animal Crossing, you're also playing on local time. The difference with Animal Crossing is you can time travel in the game by changing the time and stuff on your Switch.
Oh.
Don't do that for Dreamlight Valley. It will fuck your progress up.
Well, it's not on my Switch at all. It's on my computer. It's on my desktop.
Well, that's right. You're on the computer, so you probably don't even have to worry about that. But with Animal Crossing,
that is probably a game I would get on Switch. Dreamlight Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Dreamlight
Just
Valley.
so casual.
So I have it for Switch, and I also have it on my Mac. It plays better on my Mac. It's like it can be shaky as fuck on the Switch.
Yeah.
But the Switch, I just end up playing it more just because I just grab it.
That makes sense. It's portable.
I play my Switch all the time. I fucking am obsessed with this thing.
But I hook up my PS4 controller to my computer, and I play that way.
Gotcha.
When I play on the computer, I love it. It's so much fun. And I even went into playing Animal Crossing the other day. I wanted to check in on everyone, and it's not as good as Dreamlight Valley, and I'm really upset.
Damn, homie.
Because it shattered the glass. I love Animal Crossing. It's a great game. It's fun, but Nintendo kind of gave up on it a year ago.
Yeah.
But they're not releasing updates and stuff anymore. Ooh. Besides system fixes. So the game's kind of just dead.
Yeah.
Whereas Dreamlight Valley is still it's so fresh and they have so much more to add.
Oh yeah.
I'm
only
loving
$30 too.
Well, I got mine's
cheap.
a part of Game Pass, so I didn't pay anything for it, so thank you, Xbox.
Yeah. I bought myself the one for Switch, and Dylan got me the Mac version for our anniversary.
Nice. Anniversary? What? How long has it been?
We just... a year.
Shut the fuck up.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Yeah, Jazz and I just crossed 2.5.
That's great. I'm drinking water.
It's nice.
I'm really proud of you for hydrating.
Thank you. I am too as well. Well, because
it's only been 2.5 years.
No, that sounds about right.
I thought you were at least 3.
3 years in June.
You know what it was? You know I hydrate a lot more now. So my boss bought us all these 20-ounce insulated little drink cups. That.
Who the fuck is your boss, man?
I'm listening. I'm just grabbing a beverage.
Christ, is she your mother? What the fuck?
Might as well. She
Did she make you sweaters for Christmas too,
no,
like Mrs. Weasley? There's a giant R on it with a crown.
Well, we're also friends on PlayStation as well. She's also a big anime nerd.
Amazing.
She's the one. So when I first got the job, which has been a year since I got this job, she's yeah, just tell me when you want to go off. It's perfectly fine. I essentially when I first started, I didn't really have the PTO time saved up to take off to go to Mania for a week. but we like made it work. And it's worked. But like she also she's the one who's like, oh yeah, I take off every year for New York Comic Con, all 4 days. She's like, I encourage you to go.
Yeah, no, my same thing at my job. They're very much like, use your PTO.
Well, here's the thing. I have PTO, but I also have personal days. So I get 5 personal days a year where I can be like, yeah, I'm taking off personal day. No questions asked.
Yeah. No questions asked. Too.
So for us, like we have
They don't roll
PTO,
over though,
but
but it's kind of a bitch. But
our sick time isn't just like obviously like I have the sniffles. Like it translates to mental health days as well.
Yeah.
So we can use it for it's called like wellness and safe time.
yeah, I have.
Dude, I use my sick days to go to Nashville. They're my hours. Can you do whatever I want with them?
By the way, Taekwon, good luck on that. So let us know how this goes. But
yeah, Taekwon, rooting for you.
yeah, I'm rooting for you. I'm always good things for you, Taekwon. But you know why I got all of this random ass shit. So what happens is, since I work for a nonprofit, a lot of our money is funded by Medicare, Medicaid, because it's a government-based organization.
So they send you sponsored presents?
No, not even that. What happens is, I don't know if you guys know this. There's a thing called a spend down. So let's say we get X amount of money. Then the state will be like, did you use all of that money? And what did you use?
Yeah, you have to spend it.
You have to spend it.
You have to spend it.
Oh, like a surplus kind of?
No, it's like the state gives you money, but the state has you have to show proof that you use it for something. So essentially,
if you have you got to prove you use your budget so they can have an excuse to give you more money.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so what happened was...
So they just buy you guys shit.
Well, here's the thing, Kay. If you don't use your full budget, they're going to take away part of your budget.
They're going to give you less money, yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I get that.
So what ended up happening is that...
You just buy bullshit.
Pretty much.
Everyone gets PS5s.
That's what happens. So what happened...
You got to spend it somewhere.
So what happened was the pandemic hit and had all this extra money that they didn't use. So, like... right before the end of the year last year when I got in, she was just buying anything she can think of. Because you have to...
Can we get raises?
No! But, like, you have to spend the money on something.
Yeah.
So that's why I have, like, this... you weren't here when Will and I were talking, but I permanently work from home now, Kay.
Shut up, really?
Yes.
Welcome.
We've gotten rid of our office. Well, my department has gotten rid of our office because we proved that we don't need it.
He's probably saved so much money too.
Oh my god, do you know the last I've only filled up my car for gas once in the past 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too, actually.
You know. Well, you can
gas is now $3.09.
Mine's under 3 down here on the island.
Oh, you bastard!
Yeah, I saw $2.95.
It's literally been like a year.
I saw $2.95 today.
I think by me it's like I think it was like $3.30 maybe.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's $2.95 by me.
I don't drive here, so it doesn't matter. I pay $2 Subway.
Yeah, so you guys can meet today. I don't. Yeah, so when my whole team, we met before our holiday party last Friday. And she's like, yeah, I have all this shit. Fucking take it. Like, we're not in this office anymore. Take it all.
Uh-huh.
So I have a new little desk organizer, multi-tier desk organizer. I have, like, cans of hand sanitizer. She was like, anybody want a can of air? I was like, abso-fucking-lutely.
A can of air?
No, can of air for electronics are fucking amazing. Okay.
Oh, the condensed air.
The condensed air, yeah.
Yeah. No, I got a lot of those.
She's like, oh yeah, by the way, she had like 2 boxes full of rapid COVID tests. She was like, they're not expired. How many do you want? I was like, give me a whole fucking bag.
Yeah, give me a handful.
That's smart.
Yeah, so I had them. Although I did get my booster and my flu shot yesterday.
I have to do that.
I've heard people getting COVID, the boosters and a flu shot in the same day.
Yeah, that's what I did. I did both.
Brave.
So he was looking to get sick.
Yeah, it does. It's no real effect from what I've read. So,
and my friend at work said the same thing. Felt like shit for a few hours, then the next day they were fine.
Yeah, I heard the booster's a little rough, but the flu shot is fine. I've never had any sort of like reaction to the flu shot.
Yeah.
I have. That's why I don't get it.
Well, it makes
So
sense.
it wasn't just a one-off too. It was like,
It was like
2 or 3
every
years
time
in a
you
row.
got it.
Yeah, it was like 3 years in a row. My mom was just like, "All right, no more flu shots
you're
for
done.
you."
You're done.
Yeah,
This is
and like I think it was this. I think it was the second time I got pretty sick, like really. Like, I got like the full blown
Oh.
flu because and because of my asthma, they don't give me the live virus. So the doctor's like, it doesn't make any sense how you're sick.
Yeah.
I go, I know. And every year I don't get the flu shot, I never get sick.
That's so weird.
I also
Yeah.
have asthma, and I don't
so-
remember ever being told I didn't get the live virus.
Oh, they can't.
They can't,
Because
that's
if you
all
get the live virus, they give what the live virus is. It's a small version of the flu, so you can build immunity.
No, I
Yes.
know.
It's like a fast forward natural
So
immunity.
then
Yeah.
how am I
Like,
getting the
if-
flu
if-
shot every year then?
Like you get the dead version. They just probably didn't tell you that.
Well, do you indicate that you have asthma?
Yeah, of course I do.
That's probably why you. That's,
Yeah, it's also
yeah.
it's also in you. It's also better being a medical chart.
Asthma's like my primary medical condition, so I note it everywhere.
We
Yeah.
should rebrand. We should rebrand our podcast to call it Asthmatic Wrestling. We take your breath.
Yeah, do
we
like-
take your
Wrestle
breath away.
Asthmatics Radio.
Wrestle,
We take your breath away.
We take-
Wrestle
breath-
Asthmatic
Dude.
Radio.
The cure,
Asthma was my primary medical thing until Crohn's
the
disease.
cure for the Common Wrestling Podcast, but not our lungs.
We all need inhalers.
No, literally, when I go, like, my inhaler is always next to the joint. Like, behind the scenes magic.
It's amazing.
Always.
Amazing.
Well, almost always. I forget my inhaler every time I sleep at Dylan's house, and their apartment.
Scoliosis Wrestling Podcast for me.
Oh my god. No, I can't breathe in their apartment. Like, it just.
Oh.
Stage 4 leukemia.
So every time I
Maybe
sleep
not.
over, I forget my inhaler. So like, I now have multiple.
Spinal
inhalers.
Fusion Pod sounds great, Mr. Fratz. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh.
The Scoliosis Wrestling Podcast for me. I have slight scoliosis. My doctor's like, yeah, it's so slight. Who gives a fuck?
He's like, you're fucking fine. He's like walking
Yeah.
off.
Although eventually, because my shoulder, I'm gonna have severe. The doctor said severe arthritis in my right shoulder.
Have fun
Eventually,
with that.
I'm
Backbreaker
pretty
wrestling.
sure.
yeah, it's gonna be awful.
I have to go to a doctor, but I'm pretty sure I have arthritis in my hands. Which
Yeah, arthritis does not sound
No.
fun.
No, it does not.
my hands and shit like hurt and lock up literally all the time, which is not good considering my job is typing.
Yes. So before we get started, folks, please, if you haven't already, like this stream, like, share, subscribe, so that you get alerted to when we post a new video, this will probably be our last live video for the year. This is our last live video for the year. So it is going to be a lot of free-form bullshit until we've run out of things to talk about in this past year in wrestling. So I'll probably open up my laptop so I can remember half the shit that happened this year. But Will Terrence, are we ready to move over?
Yeah, I'd actually think about what the fuck happened this year.
Oh, it's
I've
going
been-
to be a fun time.
So
And I was like, oh yeah.
I watched one video. I watched like Cultaholics, like synopsis of 10 great things that happened this year. Then I fell asleep. So I've been Googling it this whole time. And a lot of this shit I didn't remember happened this year.
This happens every year with us, but it's fine.
No.
Yeah.
For real. Like,
Wait till we move over to the show, which we're about to do right now. Whenever Will is ready.
My mouse cord loves getting caught in my chair.
Damn.
All right, let me start rolling. Starting in 5, 4, 3.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, it is the most wonderful time of the year, but time where we finally take a fucking break from doing this weekly podcast. Thank God. But before we do that, we got to recap this entire year of wrestling, the good, the bad, and CM Punk, obviously. So sit back, relax. It's our end of the year Wrecktacular episode number 321, exclusively on Wrestle Addict Radio, starting in 3, 2, 1 right now.
Oh, that was lame.
my name's Ricky, and I'm a fucking wreck. But enough about my last 7 days. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 321. Shut up, Kay. It's number 321 of the King
struck a nerve.
of the Year's podcast. It's our end of the year Wrecktacular, our first ever end of the year Wrecktacular, because the two other things we've done before have crashed and burned. We had a Kinger Awards. We all don't know who came up with that, Will Tarashok. And we had our our Crown Jewel Award ceremony, which was obviously taken and stolen by WWE. You expect a lawsuit from us coming soon. So now we're just gonna wreck everything and leave 2022 in the past. Before we do that, let me kick it over to the founder of the Kinger Awards, the most failed award show I've ever heard of in my life, Will Tarashok.
I know, dude. You watched the video game awards? They're giving away a Steam Deck every 60 seconds.
That's
I didn't get one. Yeah, I didn't get one. So the failed king is actually 2Gs, Ricky. See, it was king with 2Gs.
This is why I have a master's degree and you don't.
I think I did 2Gs just to fuck with people, because why not? Maybe I did do 1G. I don't remember, but I'm Will Tarash. It's T's and Thomas, ARASH2K. That doesn't change. Ever. Forever.
Forever?
Yeah, this year has been pretty wild. Say, hey, ladies. Yeah. So, yeah, Kay Murphy, hope you're ready to celebrate the end of the year with me. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy winter solstice. What do you mean, okay? Wait a minute. Hold on. I have a question about my royal fact.
I did what you told me to put there. I just added an extra couple of dots of my own personal commentary.
So for those of you who are listening to us and are not watching the show, in 2009, I won a Twilight Trivia contest. That is my royal fact of the week. And I think that's noteworthy.
All right. Okay. I mean, all right.
Okay.
Hence my response.
Okay.
I wanted to provide a royal fact that you guys might, or not you guys, but like everyone in general might not have guessed about me.
I would have guessed that.
I trust Ricky's judgment for my facts.
that's the wrong thing you should do.
I've never been asked to provide my own facts before.
Well, the one from last week, which you weren't on, was it said you have a box of meat coming your way, and I didn't want to keep that one. So I was like, let me just change it.
Of meat covered.
So I figured we'd change it up.
It's like nothing. There was nothing that like I felt was like relevant to like in my life. Like I just saw Beetlejuice on Broadway. I didn't want that to be like
I was gonna make a Tyler Perry reference for you, but I was like, let me just ask them and see what's going on.
Oh, Tyler Perry would have been a great reference. I told you this is his best work.
It's not his work, number one. Okay, that's why it's his best. Because
he saved Meghan Markle. Medea saved Meghan Markle.
Taekwon will probably agree with this. Fuck Tyler Perry. Thank you, Taekwon.
Thank God. I'm not. Someone had to say it. I'm glad I got to say it last. Fuck Tyler Perry. I'm white, but he gives black people a bad name.
You know you're bad when even Will can recognize it. Okay.
I genuinely
hate Tyler
Even
Perry.
Will was like, whoa, too much, Tyler, too much.
I just think his movies suck.
His movies do suck. I do not like
It's just like, dude, you're trying to be Eddie Murphy, you're just bad at it.
Tyler Perry is a minstrel show. Oh no.
Honestly?
Oh no.
Honestly, if you were to modernize it, it's arguable. I go on and on about my hatred for Tyler Perry. They also make fun of him in Dear White People, which I think is hysterical. But that's another topic for another time. It is the end of the year, folks. The year 2022, which probably will go down in history as a very monumental year in and of itself. So let's do a little bit of
it was a wild year, man.
Do a little round table real quick. What are the things, Will, when we talk about the year 2022 in pro wrestling overall, what are some of the things that come to mind automatically?
Well, first off, the day one pay-per-view, which
day one is H.
It just kicked off the year with the complete. I don't even remember what happened on the show. I think it was what
Roman got
didn't
Roman
end up
got
happening.
COVID until they
Roman got COVID.
until they put Brock in his
So, yeah.
place.
that and Brock won the title,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that just completely kicked off the year of just complete and utter unpredictable chaos. From CM Punk going off the rocker again, Vince McMahon going off the rocker again, Vince McMahon wrestling a match, Stone Cold wrestling a match, Roman continuing his reign, Cody coming back to WWE, getting cheered, tearing his pec, having one of the greatest matches of all time. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
So much crazy shit happened this year.
Lita wrestled by herself for the first time in like 15 years.
That's also
Yeah,
very
Lita
true.
wrestled. We had plenty of leaks.
Yes, Elimination Chamber was in Saudi this year.
Oh my god, that also happens.
Yes,
aptly named elimination. Did they call it elimination?
It was
Chamber or
elimination.
something
No, it was
else?
elimination chamber.
Oh,
Austin Theory got
right.
F5'd off the top of the pod.
That's right. That is what happened. Kind of. He kind of got F5 off the pod. It was
Austin
weird.
Theory wasn't buried.
Austin Theory had the fastest resurrection in wrestling history.
Oh my!
Tony Khan bought ROH and did nothing with
He
it.
put on one show.
Yeah, Tony Khan wasted money again.
Surprise, surprise. Oh man, K Murphy. What about you? What are some things that come to mind?
Jeff Hardy's DUI comes to mind.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is a bad year for your favorites, K Murphy.
Honestly, this was
Jeff Hardy.
This was
Jeff
bad.
Hardy fucked up.
I haven't-
CM Punk fucked up. Like who
CM Punk-
who do you have left?
the fact CM Malachi Black has returned, so at least he's back.
Okay, fair enough.
But like
Yeah, but how many returns has he had now?
a lot. But what's fucked up about the whole CM Punk situation is he posted something like yesterday or today with like FTR, and it seemed like a wrestling kind of environment. So like, I know if he comes back, I'm gonna still mark the fuck out, even though I know he's an asshole. Like, I don't support his temper tantrum at the AEW media scrum. He literally ruined everything.
Yeah.
So 2022 taught me that your heroes are stupid, and they will disappoint you and ruin.
No, your
could've
hero
been
is
the-
stupid.
Thank you. Because I didn't want to say it.
Okay, wait a minute. Who are Ricky and Will?
One's Iron Man and he saved the world. Okay.
Not
And he's also not
He's
real.
also not real.
Well, who's my hero? Well, my parents. My parents are my heroes. If I'm being honest.
Mhm.
But
I
if
can't
wanna
talk
play like
shit
that, if I
about
want
your
to play like,
parents, Will. Who are your non-family heroes?
One's behind
Well,
me.
I guess-
One's Michael Jordan.
yeah,
His
if you want to say in pop culture and entertainment, yeah, Aaron Judge.
What you got, Kay?
Okay.
You gonna say it?
Yeah, he didn't go to. He left like $40 million on a table to not go to his hometown
Also,
and stay
by
on the
the way,
Yankees
well,
and become
it's
captain.
Captain Aaron Judge now, not Aaron Judge.
Captain Aaron Judge, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Captain
he's a
Aaron
captain
Judge.
now?
Mhm.
He is. Oh, captain, my captain.
Yes, he got named captain today and took a picture with Jeets.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Aaron Judge.
Yes. One of mine heroes is the GOAT, Michael Jordan.
Oh, piece of shit though.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
star
care
of
either.
The 1996 classic Space Jam.
Yes, the best Space Jam ever. Fuck the LeBron version.
I
I mean, hey man, if there's anyone who had a right to be an asshole forever, it's Michael Jordan.
Have you heard, and this has nothing to do with pro wrestling, but since we're talking about heroes, if you go down the treasure trove of TikTok, if you type in like Michael Jordan stories, you will find so much shit that he did to his opponents on the court. So I think it was one time, I forgot who it was. It was some prominent guard that the Bulls were facing, and the person that usually guards Michael Jordan was injured. And so Michael Jordan knew, and so they crossed in like a hallway before a game. And Jordan's like, "Oh, I heard you're injured. Who's guarding me tonight?" And he said somebody else's name. And Jordan goes, "Ha, 50," and walked away. Jordan dropped 54 on the guy. Oh, the Jordan stuff is absolutely wild. There's another time where it was right after Jordan retired. This is one I didn't really know about. The Bulls drafted some Corey something, like right after he retired from the Bulls, like after the '98 season, and this kid that they drafted started talking shit during the year that he was better than Jordan and he could beat him one on one, blah 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 blah. So as the story goes, they had a game in Atlanta. Jordan flew to Atlanta, met him in the hallways, like, oh, I heard you're talking shit. I'll see you at practice the next day. Goes back there to Chicago to the practice facility, shuts down their team practice, and beats this kid one on one. The rumors are that Jordan was beating him so badly, Jordan was telling him what he was about to do and doing it on him, regardless.
God, talk about petty.
And here's the best part. Apparently, the last thing Jordan said after he beat him, he goes, "Don't ever bring me out of retirement again." But yes. Anywho, back to wrestling. Wrestling, this is monumental. For me, I think a lot of the big things in wrestling were that I think it was the real time that we finally started seeing something close to the Monday Night Wars, where people were jumping back and forth at like a record rapid pace, especially after, I think, which is probably the most important story in all of wrestling, is the someone say the downfall, but more importantly, the departure of Vince McMahon. I think is the big thing. Once Vince McMahon went down, you saw a huge shift in the way WWE did things. You saw a lot of people start to go the other way and returning towards WWE at a feverish pace. And it was after a time that, Vince was putting on very good shows. SummerSlam was a great show. WrestleMania, the first real 2-day WrestleMania, because the Tampa one doesn't really count. The first real 2-day WrestleMania was damn good. Like, really, really fucking good. And I'm glad that that's probably the last WrestleMania that Vince McMahon will ever be at, which is kind of crazy. Vince McMahon and Stone Cold. And Triple H, because Triple H also retired in the middle of the ring. So you think about that, you thought the CM Punk debacle, which honestly, when you think of CM Punk's little meetings from debacle, that was the biggest black eye AEW's ever had, and it took a long time for them to recover.
They're still recovering,
and they put the title on MJF. And they're still recovering.
Well, thank God, honestly.
Yeah, but those are kind of the big stories. So let's move on from that. Like, when you think of 2022, let's move on to the most obvious point of the year. Who's your wrestler of the year, gender notwithstanding?
Ooh, that's a great question. CM Punk, obviously. I do want to say Roman, just because he is number one. He's just the best of the best. But it probably, in reality, is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been there every single week. He's always done something interesting. His character continues to adapt, and he is must-see television for sure.
Yeah, Murphy.
Roman has took that break after WrestleMania and hasn't really done much, but what he does is impactful. But Seth strictly for the fact that he's been there longer, done more.
Murphy, what about you?
So Seth was one of my choices, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Sami Zayn.
Ooh, I was gonna do that
great choice.
It's also a great choice.
Great choice.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it now. My personal Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville at Mania. I can't express the joy. I'm serious. The
that's a great pick. I'm not laughing at him.
The best match of the year is Seth and Cody, and we're going to talk about all that shit later, I'm sure. But Sami Zayn brought the light and the joy in wrestling that I personally have struggled to find in this year. 2022 in general has been a struggle in so many ways, wrestling related, outside of wrestling. Sami Zayn consistently has been a bright spot. He's fucking oofsy. He's just everything. He had such a great year, and I feel like he's being primed for even higher greatness. He doesn't have to be the WWE champion to shine the way he does. Like,
he's tagging
he's
with John
so-
Cena. He's tagging with Roman Reigns against John Cena and Kevin Owens. Like,
It's
what?
amazing. Do you know that's a low key dream match of mine that I never expected. I'm really hype. So
I am too.
I mean,
Sami Zayn's a phenomenal choice.
he's my man of the year.
Yeah, he is.
You know what it is?
my
Every
eternal
time Sami
ringtone.
Zayn comes on, TV, you just can't help but smile, right? And that's like that's why we watch wrestling.
You know what it is with Sammy? It's because Sammy found a way to metaphorically get an invite to the cookout. That's exactly what happened. Like, the way I see this from my African American perspective is like, Sammy is, and I've said this before, Sammy is what Owen Hart should have been to the Nation of Domination. Sammy's just doing it so much better than what Owen did. And Sammy's that one white guy at the black barbecue that people are like, oh yeah, it's Sammy Wood, and no one gives a shit. Like, he's that guy.
It's like, how'd he get here? I don't know, but I don't really
here,
care
yeah.
either. He's fun.
Yeah, but he still has that, like, oh my god, I got invited to the cookout glow with him still. He's like, what is this catfish? Amazing.
Do you think Sami Zayn would be invited to bring a dish to the cookout?
No, not yet. He's
Not yet.
He is not invited to bring a dish. He's invited to show up at the
God,
cookout.
I don't want to be asked. I don't want to be asked to bring a dish. That's too much pressure.
Seriously, yeah.
Oh, God, I don't even know. I didn't even contemplated that.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck would I bring to the cookout? I can't provide anything. Now, I have been invited to the cookout. I have been to the cookout. I have never once thought, what should I bring to this cookout?
I think this was the year when we taught Will what adobo was. Like,
wait, was this the year?
I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, no, it is the year we taught you what adobo was. Saying that you don't remember it, but this is the year that we taught you what adobo was.
Refresh my memory. What is it?
It's the greatest seasoning ever, even though they did support Trump.
Oh, that's right. Seasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I still don't know what it is.
It's run by the Goya makes it.
Right, I do remember this conversation.
I literally put that shit on everything. And it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I literally
put that shit on pork chops
the
every day when I air fried
it. Oh. Yo, that sounds really good.
I'll send you a picture, Cameron, of what I've been cooking. I'll show you the cooked pork chops I made the other day.
Oh my god, wait. You didn't bring a meat to the meat slapping Majesty pre-show.
I ate earlier. That's why. It's hard.
Well,
you know what it is? It's hard for me to, like, eat during the pre-show because I want to make sure the stream is up and running so we don't have like mess ups like we've had.
Yeah, so you got work.
So I have to like work, so I'll eat beforehand. So that's why it's always up. But Kate, don't worry, I always take pictures because I know you like to see what I've been cooking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, for me, even though superstar of the year is clearly Sasha Banks, obviously no, it's gotta be Roman.
Oh my god.
it's gotta be Roman. Roman's the #1 attraction in all of wrestling. If you even look back, like, I wish we could go through the timeline of how many shirts and Roman and the Bloodline have worn, and they've all been fantastic.
Yeah.
You know,
they have not had a bad shirt.
They have not had a bad shirt. They've been selling, like, I think they go through, like, a shirt every 2 or 3 months, which is fucking ridiculous, by the way. But Roman is just on another level. Roman is finally fulfilling the prophecy that he was supposed to be. He is finally, after years, almost 10 years in the business, he's finally the #1 guy, the #1 attraction. He's finally found his character. His character is absolutely flawless. He knows how to control a crowd. He can cut a promo. And this is all with Paul Heyman just being this random silent guy in the corner, holding the belts.
You know what's really funny? I heard Bischoff say this a while ago. It was just like, it takes 8 years of someone being on television before they can be a real draw. Now, I was doing the math with Roman. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 years would have been 2020.
Sounds about right. And he came back right during SummerSlam of 2020, and that run, yeah.
Like, you can argue that Roman has always been a draw, but it was more like out of spite than anything else.
Yeah.
Like, is he a draw? Well, it's kind of hard nowadays because the brand is always bigger than the superstar. Like that's relatively new in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
But now, entering 2023, Roman isn't bigger than the brand. I'm not saying that, but he is the biggest draw in the business.
Because it's like
And it took 8 years. It took 8 years.
it's like like if they're like, oh, Roman's gonna be in the card, people are like, okay, I want to tune in, and that's where you want to be in wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
And he finally got there, which is great. I mean, I for the longest time, I think a lot of us on this show were not the biggest Roman fans.
He was get the fuck off my TV.
Hated him.
Yeah.
I used to absolutely hate Roman Reigns, and then one day he became daddy, and that was it.
Well, I hated how they booked him.
Yes.
Right? It's just
Yeah, I did as well.
Everything you're doing isn't your fault. Like, you're doing your job.
You're doing
I
what
blame
you're
Vince
told.
more than anything.
Yeah.
You're doing what you're told. Like, if you're being booked to go over WrestleMania, what are you gonna do? No.
Nah, I don't want to win the world title in front of 100,000 people. Nah.
You're gonna main event WrestleMania 5 years. No, I'm not. What? You're not gonna say that. Like, what?
Exactly.
I just remember at the time being so frustrated with him because I felt he wasn't deserving of all the opportunity he was getting. I'm like, you're not hot shit. Like, what's the point of you? But then what had sold me on Roman Reigns was when he was feuding with Cena. And, like, I remember they had, I think it was on SmackDown, they, like, had promos. And
that
it
was
was the
Raw.
first time I believed. It was Raw, sorry.
This is his second feud with Cena. Like, a year, 2 SummerSlams ago.
No. We're
first one.
talking about
The first time, like 2017.
the 20. Yeah, well, yeah, because it's the one where Cena was eviscerating him on every promo. In my opinion,
I'm here because you can't do your job.
that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
It was just like, whoa, hey, yeah.
I was like, wow, I can't.
That was it. That was like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I remember Cena drop that line. I was like, fuck, I agree with him.
Yeah.
I was like, he's fucking right.
He is right. He was right.
Yeah.
He's not right anymore,
No, he's not
but he
right.
was right.
Yeah.
He was right at the time. He was 1,000% right.
Yeah. And I also feel like that came from. I feel like for John that came from the heart.
He's like, motherfucker, I handed the torch to you. That's what you do with it.
Literally.
That came from the heart. So let's move on. Let's do. I mean, we probably clearly named who our favorite WWE superstar was. Well, let's go through some of the other bigger promotions or the upper promotions in general. Best AEW superstar of the year. Well, we'll go. Actually, we'll start with Kay Murphy.
My superstar of the year for AEW would be MJF. I'm so excited that he's like finally a champion and finally being looked at with the recognition he deserves, but both negatively and positively, MJF has been like in people's mouths for so many different reasons. Like he dipped for 2 months, like saying he's going to go to WWE in 2024. He had the dog collar match with Punk. Like
He's still saying he's going to go to WWE. That's awesome. He is.
And he is.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised when he does.
1,000%. He's going to win the Royal Rumble in 2025.
I'm.
Wait,
I
but
can't wait.
Sorry. 2025 MJF is going to win the Royal Rumble. Mark my words, friends. But no matter what MJF was doing this year, it was something interesting and it had people talking.
Mm-hmm.
Even like going and the only wrestling event I went to this year was AEW on Long Island and
Sweet Life.
Oh my god. AEW and MJF live on Long Island is just a joy.
That video package is also one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
With the Plainview jacket.
He went.
Oh yeah, so funny.
Incredible.
He went.
It was so
He
funny.
went back to his high school and did that promo. Like that's Plainview JFK High School's football field.
Amazing.
Oh my god. I die every time just because like one of my first real boyfriends went to Plainview at JFK and I'm just like, you are like
Honestly,
wild.
because AEW is returning to UBS, which you still need to go to this fucking
I know, I
arena.
wanna go.
Like, if you think about this, MJF's going back to Long Island to do Dynamite as the champion.
Oh yeah, I will be there.
And I know Will has this theory about all of us Long Island people supporting other fellow Long Island people no matter what the fuck they do.
I respect it. Like no one else cares, but I respect it.
But Will, imagine this crowd, and he's coming back a conquering hero and a champion.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
MJF for me is MJF to me is different. At one point, I knew him in real life.
That's also true. That's also
Like,
very true.
I've hung out with him before.
You have a very personal connection with MJF.
Yeah.
MJF winning the title meant so much to me this year. Like, it was... Like, I remember when he started at Creative Pro. Like, it's really nice to see people I know. So, like, Will Nightingale got signed this year, too. It's really cool to see people I was, like, friendly with at one point in my life doing so well. And, like... And it's a win for Long Island. I'm going to blindly support MJF and be an obnoxious Long Islander until the day I die. I will roll up to the UBS Arena in a Burberry scarf, and I will do it proudly.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, one that's like a random giveaway fake Burberry scarves for MJF's return, or like fans who like to do for fucking Harry Styles, everybody comes in on Long Island like when he returns wearing a Burberry scarf or some fucking knockoff from like Jamaica Ave.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go to like Canal Street and get a knockoff Burberry. It's 1,000% what I'm gonna do.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised at Will Tarashok. Is MJF your favorite AEW person this year, or somebody else?
Well, he is my favorite by far, definitely. But the best, the anchor, the weight, the heart and soul of that company is Jon Moxley.
Fair.
Yeah. He as Mr. Fretz, not MJ Fretz said in the chat earlier. MJ Fretz said in the chat earlier. He held that company on his back.
Yeah. Like,
with all that shenanigans from Punk going on, they went back to Mox. Mox was supposed to go on vacation 3 times this year, and he came back to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mox formed that group with William Regal, which, you know, is what it was.
Blackpool Combat Club.
But you think of the best matches of the year, best promos of the year, most reliable man of the year for AEW, it is Jon Moxley. Now, to K. Murphy's point, MJF is my favorite. I also have a soft spot for MJF just because I love a good heel. It's especially nowadays, it's very, very hard to be a good heel in this wrestling period. Yeah. And MJF pulls it off. But Moxley is the epitome of that company. Jon Moxley is the personification of AEW.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's MJF. It's
still a bad champion.
Yes, Moxley is forever a bad champion. For me, it is also MJF. It's like Will said, he's a great heel. But here's the thing: MJF is better than Roman in one aspect, because MJF can single-handedly tell a story and keep you there. Whereas in Roman and Bloodline kind of need help, but you give MJF a mic and he will pull you in no matter what. MJF had everybody speaking when he looked like he went off script and was asking to be fired by Tony Khan.
You fucking fuck.
Yeah. Like, people are like, what is going on? MJF, I said before, MJF is perfect at kind of towing the line between reality and what's kayfabe, because he brings you in with things that you know are real, and also he brings you in with some tongue-in-cheek things, like, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna say it, but you're gonna figure it out. Like, he's very obvious and he's passionate. Like, just look at he told the William Regal story that he did before he won the title. It was a 20-minute promo segment, but he essentially sold that whole thing by himself. Regal just added a little, seasoning to the end. Yeah. But MJF sold it because it was real. And MJF is the perfect storyteller.
Yeah, he does career-defining promos every week.
It's crazy.
He still yells too much, but like even 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago at this point. Mm-hmm. Him and Ricky Starks had a little promo off.
I saw that.
Ricky Starks also brought the fire.
Yeah, he did all right.
He called him Mox Maxi Pad.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, whatever. He's probably heard that 1,000 times before. Like, that's such a Long Island diss.
Yeah, it is. but yeah, MJF. My only critique of MJF is that he needs to stop yelling in his promos.
Understandable.
But
That's just how we
That's
talk.
just a
We're
pet.
from Long Island.
That's just a pet peeve. Like Mongo McMichael had the same problem in WCW.
Mongo.
The guy
Mongo was also a
couldn't
former
speak.
football player.
I know, but guy couldn't speak his way through a promo. He's like, "Let's go, baby! Yo, yeah, big better flare, woo!" Like, yeah, that was Mongo McMichael. Deborah, Charlotte! It's like he's yelling Stella, like he's fucking what's his name, Stanley.
Yeah, right. Let's move over to a brand that probably nobody else consistently watches besides me, NXT. Does anybody want to comment on NXT and their most influential performer, or so on and so forth?
Probably Mandy Rose.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm not going to give her the Braun Breaker because I cannot stand the man.
That's a shame. No, I don't watch NXT. NXT, it's just like, dude, there's not enough hours. There's not too many, not enough hours in a day.
I understand. Kay, you don't really watch NXT now.
I don't. I never thought I would give up NXT, but 2.0 happened.
But you should not. You should not.
It's the same thing. Like, I'm not consuming the wrestling the way I want to be lately, just because I don't have the time. So I often watch wrestling while I'm at work, and like trying to like be a counselor and also watching wrestling and absorb it in like an analytical perspective is difficult as fuck. So like,
I understand.
Sacrifices need to be made, and NXT was the first to go when it stopped being black and gold, basically. But
and then they realized the error of their ways, and they're like, you know what? Let's bring that back.
Will give an answer, though. Based on what I've watched this year from NXT, I would feel that
Don't say Quincy.
No, I was going to say Carmelo Hayes.
I would also agree. Carmelo Hayes is the best person in NXT right now. His character's fantastic. He's the most well-rounded of all of them, probably because he's the last one that they signed from the Indies.
He is the last one.
He's the last one, and he was the last one he signed from the Indies. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. We sponsored his last match, which he went up against Danny Garcia in Limitless Wrestling, who Danny Garcia became part of Ring of Honor. Now he's the Ring of Honor Pure Champion. No, he's not. He's not a Pure. He lost the Pure title. Sorry, Wheeler beat him. So it's good to see those two guys coming up. I am waiting for a day, speaking of Long Island people, I am waiting for a day where somebody signs PB Smooth, our good friend and brethren who's been on the show multiple times. Because he's putting in a lot of work. And when that happens, that'll actually be a personal joy of mine as well. Because I grew up with him.
I would die of excitement.
You know. And that kid, if you follow him on any of his social media, he puts in a crap ton of work. Like, that man is dedicated.
He's always doing so much good in the world. Like, he's genuinely such a nicely good person.
He legit has his own scholarship fund for his college that he got his master's from.
I know.
You know, and he's always up at like 5 a.m. in the morning in the gym. It's absolutely nuts. Like, he's gonna be big. He's gonna be big. But Carmelo Hayes is already a big deal, and it's any day now he shows up on the main roster. His character, him and Trick, you gotta have Trick with him. Because Trick is also amazing. He can't wrestle, but Trick is so fucking good. That's being
I love that his name's Trick.
Trick Williams.
Dude, that's the thing. Vince McMahon would be like, I don't know a lot, but I know we can't use the name Trick.
No, Vince McMahon would be like, oh, Trick, you're like the son of Slick, right?
No, Vince just goes up to him and he goes, so, hey, I'm somewhat of a pimp myself.
Oh.
Like, the Will Dafoe me? No, I'm somewhat of a pimp myself.
Yeah, Melo's next opponent is the not so smiling Apollo Crews, which should be a fucking fantastic match, just from athleticism alone. But I think very, very soon he does show up on Raw or SmackDown because he's going to be a great mid card. He might also be a great champion. Grayson Waller is a solid second because Grayson Waller and Mandy Rose are tied.
Who is he? I don't remember who he is.
He's the Australian kayfabe Logan Paul. It's really funny.
Like him.
No,
he's so
you're not.
Boring.
He's actually gotten a lot better, but you're not supposed to like him. He's also the same guy that attacked Johnny Gargano on his way out of NXT.
I know who you mean now. Every time you say his name, I'm just like, who?
Oh, that's a good reference, Quan. Grayson Waller will be an Aussie Piper. He has that Piper-like kind of heat with him as well. So that'll work. But let's move over to another topic. Let's do something a little bit. Let's be a little bit of negative Nancy's here. Let's rant a little bit. It's called the Will Terror Shock Special. Biggest disappointment of the year.
Oh, I've been waiting.
I knew you have.
God, I've been thinking about it. I'm stuck between 3.
Really? Let's hear them.
Either, well, CM Punk, obviously. But, like, I don't want to beat that one to death. I'm stuck between Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens.
KO is a disappointment?
Yeah, well, because of, like, how he just did absolutely nothing in between WrestleMania and now. Like, he went from main eventing with Stone Cold to Ezekiel. So, again, not his fault, Kevin Owens. That's more of, like, the booking.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have anything for him. Mm-hmm. Like, he should have been in a feud with Roman immediately. Because he made it at WrestleMania.
He was in a feud. He was in a feud with Roman the year before when Roman ran him over with the golf cart.
That too. So yeah, there was a little bit of that. So it's like there was nowhere to put him. Mm-hmm. So KO was disappointed because he was such a high of high, and then he has disappeared, and now he's high again. So, but I'm gonna go with Sasha and Naomi. That's the biggest disappointment. Them walking out was the biggest disappointment for me.
I think
because I still think it was for nothing.
Well, I think yes. I think when we first talked about this on the show, it was a lot of people got too heated and no one calmed down.
Yeah, there was no de-escalation. Yeah. And we still don't know all the details. Like, as far as I know, Naomi and Sasha have not said anything. Mm-hmm. But it's like their reason, they're about the tag belts. Like, I still don't buy it. I don't buy it. That's the reason the guys are being booked well.
It was one of those things about well, no, I think part of it was the tag belts, but I think also a part of it was they probably got, like I said, we don't know the full story, but I think a lot of it was they probably got, the way it was handled probably rubbed them the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of a straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, and I think, to Brett's point, the unprofessionalism was the biggest disappointment for me.
I don't call it unprofessional. I don't think it's unprofessionalism. Like, if someone's going to talk mean to you in the workplace, like, you don't have to take that, especially if you're an independent contractor. Like, I don't prescribe to the do as you're told thing, especially when you're in a field that is big on the creative process. Like, the creative process is not a dictatorship. It's something that's supposed to collaborate with the person. Obviously, the company does have the final say, but you should be able to put in some input to it.
Sure. But you still have that responsibility under your contract to do as you're told. But to their credit, since leaving and doing the walkout and, like, not engaging in bullshit, I think both of them have carried themselves very, very well.
Yeah.
You know, like, they haven't gone on this tour like a...
It's not a smear campaign.
No, they're not. They're not talking shit. They're not, like, playing victim. They just did what they did and they went about their business.
Yeah.
So since leaving the company, I will say touche to both of them for also staying their ground and, you know, sticking by their word or whatever, and just not talking shit. I would say since leaving, they've been very, very professional. But the act of leaving is unprofessional.
In definition,
it's very disappointing.
I know the original argument they were supposed to be in, like, a triple threat for the women's title, but they were the tag champs, and you wanted to highlight the tag team title. I think the biggest disappointment,
right?
And I think that's a big grab, because I know that when the tag titles first came out, I know that was something that Sasha and Bayley tried to champion, right? And we gave them.
And I get that too. Yeah. But if that's your real goal, like I said back when this first happened, if that's your real goal, walking out isn't going to make that goal any better. And look what the tag belts are now. Who has them? I don't even remember.
Damage Control has them.
Yeah, and what have they done with them? Flip-flopped them?
No, Damage Control's had them for a while.
Yeah, but they dropped them for a week?
That was Where was they did drop it and they won them back.
They won it back in Saudi, I think?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, it's just like, if your goal was to, like, your goal still isn't accomplished. Those belts aren't any better off.
The belts weren't going to be better off in any way, shape, or form to begin with, because the WWE still hasn't mastered women's tag team wrestling, because you shouldn't be mastering women's tag team wrestling. Because no...
Fuck you, Takor. I'm not calling them apes, you asshole.
I mean, anywho, but it's just one of those things that like no one's mastered women's tag team wrestling, like barely on the indies, and there are some good female tag teams, but like it's not a thing, and I understand wanting it to be a thing. It was just a hard thing.
It's not a thing.
It's hard to push.
And I should also say I'm also disappointed in WWE, Vince McMahon, and Triple H. Like I'm equally as disappointed in WWE management as I am in Sasha and Bailey or Naomi.
Naomi. Yeah, no, it's very disappointing.
Like that whole situation, it sucked. As a fan, it sucked.
Yeah. And now we're talking about, like, Sasha's probably not returning. It did come out, apparently, according to sources, that Sasha's technically is out of her contract. She negotiated out of her contract.
And good for her. Wish her the best. I hope she does well in New Japan.
And I don't know.
That should be amazing.
I still think she just bought a ticket as in the crowd. That's what I hope. I hope
that would even be more. That'd be more amazing.
She's singing the national anthem.
She's singing the Japan national anthem.
She sings in Japanese.
Oh my god. The I don't know if you heard the Sasha numbers. This is what alleged has been reported. She was trying to renegotiate. Before she, because she wanted something. She wanted more money. She was making. They said about $250,000, which is great money. Like I would love $250,000. But
no, she's definitely worth more than
that.
that.
Especially when apparently Becky's getting paid $3 million.
That's
Charlotte's
wild. I did not think Becky was making that much money.
Neither did
I. Do I believe that.
I believe it. I don't.
I
believe it. I don't think it's warranted.
Most.
How much you think Sasha Banks is worth a year?
A year?
Yeah.
I don't think Becky
contract.
I don't think Becky or Sasha are worth $3 million a year. Yeah, I mean, because like a lot of wrestlers aren't making that crazy amount of money. I understand rewarding Becky because she had a hot run 3 years ago. Yeah. You know, and I understand kind of renegotiating, and props to whoever renegotiated that contract, because good for them.
Scott Boris.
Right. like good for them, but when I look at a whole consistent body of work, I think Sasha would have been worth the three. I would say Sasha is worth more than Becky in comparison, and for Becky to make.
No, I disagree.
I don't. I look for like overall body. Like Becky had a hot run, and it was a great run, and it's a legendary run. But name me a good Becky Lynch match.
That's fair. That's fair. But you know who's the bigger draw in the box office? Who sells more merch?
Well, she was selling more merch for a period of time. I think, like I said, Sasha is the more consistent. I don't want to say brand, but she's a more consistent superstar and always remaining consistently one of the more popular people in WWE.
Well, I would say about Sasha, like over the past few years, she's been very on and off TV.
Well, so is Becky.
Like
Becky had a child.
Becky had a child, but other than the child, Becky's always been
separated
there.
Shoulder.
But okay, let's say pre-pandemic, right? Because even pre-pandemic,
during the pandemic,
Sasha
and Bayley were carrying the program.
Well, I was gonna say, with the exception of the pandemic, Sasha worked the full pandemic.
Yes.
With Bayley,
they essentially did the Golden Lovers storyline.
Right, but before that, she was very wishy-washy on and off TV, taking a lot of breaks for whatever reason. Becky has since done the same thing.
Yeah,
I think Sasha Banks is worth $1.5 million. I'd give it 1.5.
I would have probably give Becky and Sasha 1.5.
Same.
Okay. Oh, we're losing your video. Okay, but you are still here. Good job.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, that's good.
Roman's paid $5, right?
I don't know what Roman's contract is. I know Brock gets paid the most because he's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I think Roman probably gets paid. Let's say Roman gets paid $5, just for the sake of argument.
If Roman's $5, and I can see them each easily making $1 million.
Yeah, no, like Sasha Banks should definitely be making $1 million. Like,
yeah,
duh. That should be such a duh. I feel like NXT people make $250.
No, they don't. They make lower. They make lower.
They actually make $75. Main roster base is $250. I think maybe you're right, Kay. I think you're right, Kay. Main roster base is $250.
Yeah, so I think in my opinion, I think that is absolutely insane that she's on a base salary after this long.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would be like Sasha. I think Sasha Banks is worth 1.5. If you want to make the argument Becky 3 is a little high, I'd go okay. I think Becky is worth in the 2.25 range.
I would say they're equal. I'd say if not Sasha better, but that's just a matter. You'd have to look at more, but you got to take like a Cashman approach to it and look at the numbers.
Yeah, you would need to look at things we don't have access to.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah, if Sasha Banks left over money, hell, girl, I support you all the way. I just wish you said that publicly, because I would have supported you. Like, know your worth.
Yeah,
Know your worth.
And she did like 250 compared to three. Like, really? Like 250 compared to 3 million. Like, I would have probably left too if they weren't.
Yeah, I would have left.
Yeah.
I would have left. Absolutely, I would have left. I would have finished a contract, but after that, I would have left.
You know, but like she's not doing bad for herself. She's been doing movies, I heard. She probably has this potential New Japan deal. She's probably going to be Star Wars. She's in The Mandalorian season 3. That's pretty much confirmed. She's going to be fine. You know, I think she's gonna go on a hybrid of like a Cody Rhodes and a Dwayne Johnson hybrid run between Hollywood and wrestling, and she's going to be successful at it, and I think that's going to be the very scary part. What disappoints me a lot is, where's Naomi in all of this?
Yeah, it does feel like Naomi kind of got dragged along.
What was that, Kay?
Didn't she walk at I think she walked at Fashion Week?
She did walk at Fashion Week, that is correct.
I mean, I could see her doing a lot more modeling stuff.
She's got a fat ass.
Yeah, but like I'd like to be like I would also love to see her return at the Rumble. I think she'd be a great Rumble surprise. You know,
she would.
Yeah, like think about it.
I could see Triple H bringing her back for sure.
Yeah, the only positive about this is that it's not Vince running the show anymore. Because remember, this all happened when Vince was still around.
Yeah.
Like Vince was still around, and then Vince got the scandal, and then then Triple H took over, and we've seen Triple H in his very short time be like, "Hey, motherfuckers, it's a new guy in charge. Like,
who wants a job?"
Honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they already signed Naomi and they're holding off into the Rumble,
which is fine. She deserves.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah, she deserves a big Rumble spot.
Imagine she's like 30.
She needs to do something.
That's not get crazy. She's probably getting paid base. I think that's fair.
For 250, I would. Yeah, I just give her just based on seniority because Naomi was a funkadactyl.
Yeah, she's been around a while. If you want to do a cost living adjustment, give her 300.
I would say I would give her no higher than 5, in my opinion. It's probably lower than 5, but I said no higher than 5. 5 would be the ceiling.
Yeah, like Naomi, stop.
But then again,
you were women's champion when we didn't care. All right.
She won in her hometown. She broke the hometown curse of Mania.
She did.
You know, but I also think she's doing well because obviously her husband's part of the bloodline, and they are the biggest faction that we've seen in a very long time.
He renegotiated for a big old pay bump. He's probably making $750, $800.
Yeah. So good for them. So we talked about disappointments. Kay, did we talk about your disappointment or not?
We started with me.
Yeah, and then we went on a rant because obviously LOL Sasha. But Kay, what's your biggest?
That's why it's named after me.
Yeah.
So my disappointment is obviously CM Punk, and if you told me in January that I would be telling you that CM Punk is my biggest disappointment and not my favorite wrestler of the year, I would have told you were crazy. But a lot of crazy things have happened in 2022. I don't know. I think it's fucking garbage that the entire world in front of him, and he decided to have some spindrift fueled fucking temper tantrum next to Tony Khan.
Yeah,
for no reason. I understand, Punk's, he's always been opinionated and always had something to say. But this wasn't warranted. It didn't need to happen. You know?
Yeah.
No one asked.
I know.
No one asked. That's the weirdest thing. He just brought it up.
If it were...
No, it's hey, Colt Cabana. And no, he brought up Colt Cabana.
He was wanting someone to ask him about Colt Cabana, and he's like, "Oh, no one's gonna ask me about Colt Cabana."
No, because we're not.
In case any of you were wondering how I felt about Colt Cabana, I gave him money. Thanks. It's just a shame. he could have had, he could have had, like, the best year. Plus, he got fucking injured. Like, so despite being suspended, he's also out on injury on top of being a jackass. No, literally. Like, and it...
I was at
CM
Wendy's
Punk,
today, too. Continue, sorry.
I haven't had Wendy's in mad long.
So good still.
But
They have garlic
Punk,
fries now.
Oh,
shut up.
I hate you.
Sounds
Stop it right
great.
now.
Oh.
Sorry, continue.
So fucking... It's just, like, a shame that none of this needed to happen, and he just, like, ruined his own year, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He ruined his whole
like,
career.
Yeah.
And what's wild is I'm sure somehow or another they have figured it out with him backstage, and he's gonna come back.
I hope not.
And
I also hope not.
like, as much as everyone's probably annoyed at him, obviously it's gonna take a long time to bring him back. Because A, he's injured, but B, like, to cool everyone off and, like, kind of make everyone forget about him for a little while. Like, whether people want to admit it or not, CM Punk is fucking money. Like, one of the biggest draws wrestling could have if he wasn't, you know, suspended and injured.
I challenge how much of a draw he actually is.
No, he's a draw.
He's a huge draw.
He's a draw. He's still a draw.
We'll
like,
see.
and this is how
If
I
CM
know,
Punk
like,
came back, I would watch.
Same. Oh my god, same. You kidding? They announced Punk if they announced Punk right now for the AEW show on Long Island, you bet your ass I would be buying tickets on sale at December 23rd.
Honestly, okay, I get it. He's because I would buy tickets to boo his ass out of the building on Long Island.
That's still that's
I
the
probably would too.
Whether you love CM Punk or hate CM Punk, if you're going to the show to either support him or to boo him out the building, that is a draw. He is drawing. He is drawing butts into seats.
Yeah, dude. See, I liked CM Punk since 2008 when I started watching wrestling. Like, he was my favorite in like the early days of wrestling. He was my favorite.
And that's what's hurtful.
And now it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
been
now
my
it's just like, you know,
favorite-
his whole thing is just like, respect me. I'm all about respect.
But he respects no one.
And then he just respects fucking nobody.
Yeah.
It's like, I know there's hypocrites in all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're all hypocrites in one way, shape, or another in times of our lives. But it's like, that's just like, dude, this is your core principle. You don't mean any of it.
I guess because he's not promoting...
was alcohol, but
yeah.
Like, he's not promoting hustle, loyalty, respect. So, like, I guess he feed to show others the respect he feels like he deserves. He feels like he deserves respect because he's Punk. He's the guy
That's not enough
everyone
anymore.
has been cheering for 7 years. I agree with you.
Like, everyone should respect me, but I don't have to respect you. It's like, dude, it's a two-way street,
That's not
bro.
true at all.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. Respect is always a two-way street.
CM Punk's my favorite wrestler, and he'll always be my favorite wrestler. But, like, I don't know. It's just really kind of shitty to see, like, somebody you've, like, looked up to, like, for, like, a considerable, like, pretty much half my life at this point. He literally came back on my birthday. That's still one of the best moments, though. I will never forget that as long as I live. But it's just really sad to see, like, he could have had everything.
Yep, he decided to burn it down.
Like, chose, and he
chose violence.
And it sucks. It just really, really sucks.
Yeah. For me, not the biggest, but one of the major disappointments. Speaking of unprofessionalism, you can add CM Punk to that mix. You can also add, if we're going to unprofessionalism and disappointment, you can also add the way that the AEW executives reacted after that CM Punk debacle in the fight backstage. But also, I hate to say, Jeff Hardy, also a big disappointment. And talk about, we can compare Sasha and Naomi leaving. Jeff Hardy left during a live event. In the middle of the ring.
That was this year?
Out. Yes.
That was this year.
Wait. That was this year.
That was
Jeff
this year.
walked out of a
No, it
match
wasn't.
during
Oh my
a
God.
live event. Like, does anybody remember this?
I do.
You know, he walked out of a match.
I do.
Like, if above anything, you know, like, we could talk about Sasha. At least they left backstage. At least they didn't
Before the show.
Yeah.
They left him a few hours to plan something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, but also you can add in, especially in big disappointments. I'm gonna add it. You can add Matt Riddle.
Yes, Matt Riddle as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Matt Riddle.
Yeah. He was. WWE was giving him the world, and he has literally snorted it all away. Allegedly.
Is that what he's doing, Coke?
Allegedly. Yeah.
Apparently, he's not in rehab.
Which is bad.
Yeah.
He posted a picture. I saw it on Twitter with him and some girl.
Oh, it's like a porn star or something that he's dating.
Oh, he's in celebrity rehab.
He's in the surreal life.
Oh my God!
No,
stop.
yeah, no.
Matt Riddle on the Surreal Life would be incredible.
Matt Riddle is I think a giant disappointment. They were giving him everything. They gave him Randy. Randy got injured, which is not anybody's fault.
Another big disappointment. Randy getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because he was having a superstar of the year run too.
Yeah, like I said, Randy getting injured is not anybody's fault. It's
Yeah.
just circumstance. And they were still willing to run with him. You know, they gave him Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. He got busted for drugs. They had to push it back. And now he's got busted for drugs for a second time. It's going to be a 3 strikes rule. And, like, Randy was with him. You know? Mm-hmm. The biggest violator of all time is Randy Orton. And Randy couldn't stop you from doing what you were doing. You know, so that is true. He does look wasted in the "This Is Awesome" video game segment.
Yeah, he looks trash.
Yeah.
I did notice that. I was like, he looks high as fuck.
Yeah. So it is a very, very big disappointment. We're gonna go from disappointments to bring it to positive here. Biggest surprise of the year.
I had one, I forgot it. Oh, Sheamus.
Damn you took mine.
Yeah, Sheamus for sure. Fucking amazing. The Brawling Brutes are so good for no reason.
Yeah, thank God Biggie's alive.
Yeah, thank God Biggie's alive.
He's dead in the wall.
Another disappointment. Biggie's injury.
Yeah, I'm still surprised Rich Holland has a job because he survived almost killing another wrestler.
But yeah, Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes has been the most pleasant. And Austin, I'll throw Austin Theory in there too. Austin Theory's been a pleasant surprise. But yeah, it's Sheamus.
Yeah,
it is. That's the answer.
K. Murphy.
I was never a huge fan of Sheamus, but I am now. That match with Walter?
Unbelievable.
Well, my biggest negative surprise is obviously CM Punk being my disappointment of the year, but my biggest positive surprise, that's actually a really good question that I didn't think about at all. Fuck. I don't really know.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah. So much of wrestling I don't remember. I guess probably the thing that surprised me the most was the positive reception the crowd has been giving Cody Rhodes since he left AEW.
Yes, that's a good one too.
The heroes welcome.
Dude, I called it. Remember he was in AEW, like he was getting booed. I'm like, he's gonna go back to WWE, and we're gonna cheer him so hard.
Dude,
that's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
That Mania pop was amazing.
Yeah. Wild.
Absolutely wild. And just the way that they produced his return. Like watching, like I was there,
beautiful.
But watching the way that they did it for you guys on television, I was like, holy fuck, that's beautiful. Like every camera angle, his logo was thrown out everywhere in that arena.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
And when you heard that, and the whole crowd popped. Like
also, Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestled.
That's also true as well.
That too.
A no holds barred
So
match.
did Vince
A no
McMahon.
holds barred match, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin main evented Wrestle fucking Mania.
And then he made a
That is true.
then he made a second surprise return the next night.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Austin Theory.
Logan Paul, a phenomenal surprise.
That is, I will also add Logan Paul as well. Everybody, Logan Paul can wrestle, folks.
Bad Bunny in the Royal Rumble.
I would say Logan
Loved
Paul
it.
over Bad Bunny at this one. Logan Paul main evented a show with the biggest star in wrestling
In Saudi Arabia.
for his second
think
match,
Bad
for his
Bunny-
second real match. Well, third actually, my fault. Third.
I think Bad Bunny would be doing if Bad Bunny had the time. I think he would definitely wrestle more. I mean, he just put out one of the best albums of the whole year. Like he's been touring and shit. Like Bad Bunny's fucking busy.
Yeah, it's fine. Triple H
Yeah.
and Bad Bunny are like best bros. It's really fucking
Yeah.
funny.
It is pretty funny.
Like I think Bad Bunny flew into town or something to have lunch at Triple H, got back on his plane and went somewhere else.
Yeah, went to go sing.
I love that.
Vince McMahon technically had a match, and then got stunned again.
Austin
Austin
Theory
Theory
had a better stunner.
Took the worst stunner ever. Pat McAfee took a great stunner.
Pat McAfee wrestling, number one.
Pat McAfee
That's
was a great on commentary. Pat McAfee, great surprise.
In the ring, Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee in general.
I liked Pat McAfee for the first time this year. I made fun of him in all of 2021.
Vince McMahon going on the Pat McAfee show.
Also fantastic. That never.
Vince does not do press.
It's like Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman does not do press
Yeah.
either.
Right.
Yeah, Vince doing that was a big deal.
This is probably less surprising to everyone else. It just sucked for me. But NXT UK like shutting down officially.
It's a blessing.
Kinda
It's
sucks.
a blessing in disguise.
I know.
Although there's no more Trent because Trent went over
was just-
to AEW.
Trent 7?
You didn't know?
No.
Yeah, Trent was shown in the crowd.
Shut up.
Yes.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't worry.
Once again, AEW coming through.
Don't
for
worry.
me.
He hasn't had a match, or we don't know where he's signed to because he could go to ROH, and that's a death trap at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a streaming service no one pays for.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh,
Have fun, Cesaro.
wow, that made me happy. I was so upset about it. I was so upset when he got released.
No, I get it. It's a Trent Seven has had 3 matches on Rampage. That's okay, I guess.
You know who else was a pleasant surprise this year?
Who?
Taquan.
Taquan, you are a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Taquan is a pleasant surprise this
You
year.
are
Thank
one
you
of our
for
more
joining.
consistent fans. So thank you so much, Taquan, for joining us almost each and every week. You're even watching us while you went through a haunted house. That takes balls, dude.
Yeah.
You know what else has been a surprise this year?
What?
The lack of Slack interactions we've had.
Ironically, I'll have to tell you this story on the post show, but me and Slack had a conversation today. It was actually kind of interesting.
You and Slack did what today?
We had a conversation today.
Did he ask you to be best
Wow.
man at his wedding?
No.
Are you officiating his wedding?
No. I'm not officiating any weddings at the moment. Yeah, no, me and Slack had a conversation. He told me a very interesting story. A very, very interesting story.
Did you tell him to go fuck himself?
No. I think that was implied with one of my Instagram posts. Also, you're welcome.
I responded to that though.
Thanks for your future nut to Quan. Apparently, appreciate that. Love when people dedicate that.
Truly,
It is truly an honor. So you talk about surprises, disappointments. Oh, let's do a fun little high school superlative one. Unsung hero of wrestling. You can even split it up by company too. I have one person in mind for my unsung hero.
Is it Sasha
It is not
Banks?
Sasha Banks. She didn't wrestle for half a year. It's not.
That's a tough one.
It's not unsung. It's not Sasha.
Um,
I should do an offshoot of this episode called the Sasha Awards.
I would probably. Oh my god.
Rhea Ripley is a good one.
My WW. Excuse me. Rhea Ripley is
Chad
definitely my
Gable's a good one
WWE
as
pick.
well.
I think she's gonna be on fire in 20.
Dominic Mysterio. Dude, it's gotta be Dirty Dom, dude. that meme, that picture of Dom and Rhea still gets me dying laughing every single time. In fact, let me find it.
I
gotta laugh at
I
it.
think
It's so
for
funny.
me, it's probably The Miz. We don't talk about The Miz enough, but he. Listen,
You love me some Miz.
The Miz helped Logan Paul get over. He's helping Johnny assimilate to the main roster, get him in feuds. He's helping out Dexter Lumis. He's now helping out Jonah. Ciampa's kind of maybe his fail, but The Miz got his nuts trending for almost half a year. Remember the whole tiny balls joke?
That's right.
Yeah, that was lame.
He got a shirt out of it. He got a
fucking
he got a
stupid.
shirt out of it. But The Miz
Fucking
is probably a consistent, interesting story that he's always in. Almost all the time. It's actually kind of fucking wild.
There it is.
So I think it's The Miz. I think the unsung heroes in the in AEW in particular, probably the Acclaimed.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good one too.
1,000%.
Yeah, the
Acclaimed fucking rule.
the scissoring champions that they are. But I would.
Those are me, Dad.
Yeah. I think in NXT is probably Andre. For me, it's Andre Chase because Andre Chase is fucking funny, formerly known as Harlem Bravado. He runs Chase U, the fake university of NXT, which is fucking great. So we have unsung heroes. Okay, so in particular, and I know this is a lot in WWE and also in AEW, but I know WWE released a video a couple of weeks ago about all of the returns. This past year in wrestling.
30 minutes long.
It's a 30-minute video clip of everybody that's returned or debuted in WWE.
Jesus.
For the year, by the way. This is excluding Jonah, who just came back, or the biggest thick boy of all time, Bronson Reed. Thick boy season is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies in particular. But... but we have to talk about the returns. This is probably a no-brainer unanimous decision based on the length of it all. But what's the best return of the year? Can we all say it? 3, 2, 1?
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt, yes.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt. I had to think about it for a second. Yeah, Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt with the QR codes, the months of clues. It was the wildest ride I've ever been on, and the payoff was the best thing I've ever seen.
Although LA Knight's impression of him is
Really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the lights. I don't care!
I will say, I do believe Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas, and I'm here for it.
Who cares?
I do like it, but yeah, I mean, you also have a couple of other interesting, prominent returns. Obviously, Dexter Lumis's one was very, very interesting. The Bailey return was interesting. Braun just showing up on Raw and running through people was also interesting as well. Johnny Gargano.
I did not give a single fuck about that.
Johnny Gargano just showing up like nothing announced.
Like, hey guys.
He's like, oh hey, and he showed up in Toronto too. I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that was gag.
Johnny Gargano showed up. Shotzi getting her tank back was a great return for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Tegan Knox can walk to the ring is also it's a good sight to see.
Yeah, for now. Give her time. She'll learn.
I loved Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Well, Xavier Woods returning to NXT. Oh, you want to hear something funny? Well, I have to send you the picture. Xavier Woods and Kofi got the Triple H point.
I did. I saw it. Like we finally got the point. It's so funny, dude. It's really funny. Like
Also, one of the biggest
Xavier
surprises.
Woods marking out for a fucking point.
Yeah, also one of the biggest surprises of the year, which we kind of glossed over, which we almost forgot about. Dolph Ziggler was an NXT champion this year.
Oh,
Yes, he
oh
was.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Dolph Ziggler was NXT champion going into WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, Taquan, by the way, your rival Jonathan got engaged. By the way, I forgot to tell you.
Yeah, oh yeah, I did see that. Congratulations, Jonathan. He was great. He's great. Yeah, Dolph Ziggler was NXT champion, which is a huge surprise for everybody in that room when it happened.
I laughed.
We all
I
laughed.
I laughed really loud. I'm still laughing on the inside. That motherfucker.
I mean, motherfucking Dolph Ziggler still remains relevant somehow.
Does he though?
I feel like I either called or texted Will when Dolph Ziggler won.
You did. I think you texted. I didn't believe you.
You know what it is? Dolph Ziggler's, I think I've said this before, Dolph Ziggler is a great entry level person. Dolph Ziggler's the person you fight when you're an up and coming superstar.
Yeah, dude, he's a good like end of round one boss.
Pretty much, yeah. He's your
Yeah.
level one boss. That you have to like think of all the people he's had to like hype up. Theory, Corbin, Braun Breaker, which kind of failed because Braun Breaker's really dull outside of being a Steiner kid. But you know, whoever comes up and is new, and they have Dominic Mysterio for a little bit. They go up against Dolph Ziggler. Also, the OC returning was pretty interesting as well, especially with Carl
that's
Anderson
right.
being a current NJPW
In
champion.
Japan.
Or was, and the return of Mia Yim and leaving Keith Lee to suffer in AEW, also very funny, and also a great surprise as well.
Yeah. Who else returned this
There's-
year? I feel like I'm forgetting so
There
many.
there was a flood for a very very
Hit Row came back.
the hit row thing was very surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Will's former boo, Sarah Logan came back.
Yeah, dude, her tits
Sarah Logan's
her
like-
tits were like out and huge.
She's a mom now.
I know. It looked like she's milking.
This is Val. She goes by Valhalla now. Which is good.
Love
Who
that.
else? I'm gonna say, yeah, I think it's probably on the bigger returns. Also, we got biggest.
LA Knight came back.
LA Knight came back after. We will go to the next.
Yeah.
Week. But also we forgot about
Yeah.
another big surprise. Liv Morgan cashed in on Ronda Rousey, which at the time was a huge deal
Oh my god! And Liv Morgan actually retained
against.
more than
Yeah.
once.
That was
God, what a forgotten title run. I forgot that happened.
yeah.
It was like 3 months
It was
ago.
pretty recent.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
she cashed in on the same day that she won, which I like. I like it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, dude, they do that a lot with the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, fuck, why do we have 2 of these? Let's cash in tonight. Who cares?
I just found it very surprising that she cashed in on. I was like, wow, you're gonna have her cash in on Ronda? All right.
Yeah, dude, Ronda needs to be a heel. Ronda still sucks, dude. Talk about biggest disappointment, Ronda Rousey.
She's awful.
She's better with Shayna.
She's like most. If
It's
we have a most forgettable, it's like, oh yeah, Ronda Rousey.
You know what Ronda reminds me of.
I forgot she won the Rumble until I did my research today.
You know what Ronda reminds.
won the Rumble?
Did she win the Rumble?
Yes.
She did win the Rumble.
She did.
She won.
She did
She
win
came
the
in at
Rumble.
30.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Because I was pissed.
I forgot that she came in at like. I forgot she was.
She was 30. Ronda reminds me of Roger Klotz. Her and Shayna. Like, remember Roger?
Why would you say that? He was my favorite.
But I mean,
Absolutely
I said
not.
reminds me, not is. She's
No.
clearly not green.
She's nothing like
Oh no, she's
Roger.
green, all right. Can't hit a DDT.
Which I'm glad she came out on in public. I was like, yeah, I fucked that one up.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, my bad,
Speaking of biggest disappointments, Lacey Evans.
Which
Yeah,
one?
what's
Say
going
which
on with
version.
Yeah, which version?
I don't know. I don't know. I know she was posted.
Daughter, sister, mom, United States Marine.
God, that was, you know what that was? That was a total Vince move too.
Yeah.
And Triple H is like, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Triple H was just like, sorry we made you spill your whole life story, but that is what we call in the business scraps.
I'm sorry.
Your true story isn't interesting enough for TV. Sorry.
Yeah, I know she recently got into some heat by the marks online because apparently she posted something that she thought was interesting, but apparently the video was talking about how processed food causes autism.
Oh my god!
And I was like, wow,
I heard
that's
Stacey
factually
Evans.
incorrect.
I also heard. I saw this on Twitter, so I don't know how accurate it is, but I also heard that Lacey Evans doesn't believe in ADHD. And I'm just like, oh,
that comes from the same video.
Oh, Ricky, we all know it's not processed food. It's clearly vaccines. Come on. I mean, come on, Lacey. Talk about being a fucking idiot. Processed food creates autism? That's a new one for me, bro. I've never heard that one before. And I've heard some pretty crazy shit on this internet we have over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's oh my god, yeah.
I mean, processed food will definitely kill you, but it's not going to make you artistic.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my god, but yeah, Lacey is a big disappointment. But speaking of, let's move on to something else. Obviously, as we're almost going to be done here. Probably got a couple more minutes, probably 10 more minutes or so. Funniest thing in wrestling this year. We never really talk about that, but there were some there were some funny moments in wrestling or funny storylines in wrestling. Like, for instance, the fact that they dragged out the Ezekiel and Elias thing made me cry laughing.
That's so fucking stupid.
That was so
funny.
long.
But it was so funny.
Did they do like a whole family portrait of their family?
Yes,
And it's just
it was
him?
on cover. It was the cover of one of our episodes.
Yeah, it was. Dude, Sami Zayn making Roman Reigns everyone break character. Like multiple times. Anytime I see Jimmy Uso go like this.
Yeah, he like turns around.
Yeah. It's just so doesn't break.
I don't know how he doesn't break.
Roman breaks. You made Roman Reigns break once or twice.
For me, it's just one letter, 3 words. Maximum male models.
Oh my god!
Excellent. Everything about that was excellent. I miss it.
I know they scrapped it, but it was so funny. It was
glad LA Knight's back, but Mansoir it was too.
I was so invested in what collection would be what week.
I was too. I was like, what?
The tennis collection. The tennis collection was so fucking funny.
Oh my god! I wish they would have ran with it, but I understand why they did it. I thought it was funny. You know what it was? That was probably something Vince greenlit because he thought it was hysterical, and he was right.
Yeah, dude, but a casual, like, if I try to explain to a casual, I'd be like, you know what? Just call me gay right now. I know it's wrestling. Like, you can think whatever you want because you're right.
Oh my god, I'm tearing up. I forgot how funny they were. And you know what it was? LA Knight nailed it when he was promoting them.
Yeah.
It was Max Dupree.
He didn't break character. What made it great was that they had the website. They had
the website.
They had the website where you can send in your headshot. Oh my god!
Talk about committed to the bit.
He was. LA Knight is a very big unsung hero as well. That man was. I don't know if you know this, Kay, but apparently he's been the mocap person for the 2K video games.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, which is kind of wild. But LA Knight, man, talk about he hasn't changed his character since Impact, and he's run with it, and it's perfect.
Oh, I know one thing. I can think of one thing that made me laugh this year.
What?
Shoosh.
Chad Gable's also good too. Chad Gable finally found his character.
It's so dumb.
Chad Gable.
The dumbest things in wrestling are the funniest. When wrestling is
No,
stupid,
literally.
it's
Do
so
you remember?
funny.
Do you remember the academic like decathlon they had in the middle?
Yeah, this thing is
Yes,
spelling bee.
that was so
Matt
dumb.
Riddle was spelling everything right, like a moron.
Oh my god. Yeah, Chad Gable and Otis are fucking hysterical. Otis is like just a giant Chris Farley.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
He is like the Chris Farling of wrestling.
Yeah.
When Matt Riddle and Randy Orton were, no, that was last year. The last year before, Matt Riddle and Randy Orton were first getting together. That was the previous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about other crazy things that happened this year, just in general. Oh, The Undertaker's TED Talk for the Hall of Fame.
Oh my god.
Really weird.
But really good? Like,
Oh yeah, I saw him.
I mean, that whole Hall of Fame, because I was there, that whole Hall of Fame was really good. In general, like the 15-minute standing ovation we gave the Taker because he fucking deserved it. Queen Charmel getting in, the wife of not Brodley's stuff was last year. What's the name of the guy from Crime Time that passed away? Shad Moss's wife, getting getting the Warrior Award.
Gaspar.
Yeah.
Shad
his
Gaspar getting
kid.
the Warrior Award, and this kid being there, and his
JTG. Brooklyn.
JTG doing their handshake with his son was also like fucking amazing, as well. And that video package for Shad Gaspar was also a giant tearjerker.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. Listen, I know Shad Moss is fucking about. That's why I said Gaspard. Sorry about that, Taekwon. Been watching Catfish all day. I'm sorry. There's an episode where somebody thinks they're talking to Bow Wow. It's really funny.
I remember that.
Tell you people, some people are weird online.
This Jade Cargill Bow Wow thing is really weird.
I don't know what's going on with that. I don't understand.
They're like feuding.
Like real life.
I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know anything about
That's also a
it.
big surprise.
I'm a little behind on AEW.
That's also a big surprise. Jade Cargill. I love what she's doing. She's essentially the closest thing to self-made in AEW as they get next to like MJF. But Jade Cargill needs to get signed by WWE with the quickness.
Yeah, dude, she needs to PC like
Stat.
immediately.
Yeah.
Stat. And I wish the best for Jade. Jade, oh my god, Jade's just a gorgeous woman, number one. And a great draw.
She scares me.
Yeah. I also agree with that. Oh yeah, we also got Nikki Cross that returned.
Oh yeah.
Nikki Cross returned and she
did.
threw away the 24/7 title, which thank God. Also, we forgot about funny moments. Anything that R-Truth was in.
Oh yeah, he's the funniest. He's the funniest.
Listen, you know you're funny when you can make Brock Lesnar laugh in the middle of a ring.
Yeah.
Also, one of the biggest surprises is Bobby Lashley almost becoming forever over.
So close.
He's inches away. He's inches away. And Lashley has had some crazy runs this year. Crazy runs, but he's so close. By the way, I believe the Hurt Business is coming back, which I'm very excited about.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. So Lashley got kayfabe fired, and then they rescinded it the next day.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. And so they had a segment on Raw last night, or 2 nights ago, excuse me, where, especially after the Bloodline was like jumping people in the back, but they had a segment.
Yeah, I like half watched Raw.
They had a segment last night where they were talking to Pierce, and Pierce is like, "Oh, Bobby's gonna come. Bobby's not fired. He's gonna come back when he wants to come back." And then out of nowhere, MVP comes strolling along. He's like, "Hey, Adam, I want to talk to you about something." And then they cut it short because the Bloodline was beating somebody up.
Oh, I noticed that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think the Hurt Business could come back.
Oh yeah, get your suits ready. The Hurt Business is coming back. Also, we forgot one of the biggest people to come up, Legado del Fantasma and Santos Escobar, who is a future world champion.
Oh yeah.
That man
They
has
had
all.
a great year.
That man has all the tools. And the returning Zelina Vega as well, which I think that wasn't this year, but still she came back. She came back and replaced Alexa Lopez.
She went blonde this year.
she replaced Alexa Lopez.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to one final one, which is going to be very interesting. It's all based on your perspective, how you saw wrestling this year. Match of the year, because we got to talk about it. There is not going to be any consensus, but think of the matches that really stood out to you. I can name at least 5 off the top of my head, I think. Start with you, K. Murphy.
Number 1, Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn. The most joy.
Honestly, that is the most.
I felt that joy.
Yeah.
Joy. That match is just joy. But other notable matches for me, which again, they're going to come up a million times. Seth and Cody in Hell in the Cell. Punk and MJF with the dog collar match. Why is the entire year of wrestling escape? Oh! Fucking... Wait a minute. What match was it? I don't remember.
Name the event.
I'll come back. I don't remember.
All right, you'll come back to it. Will Tarashak.
Yeah.
I guess Seth Cody. The first one of the Hell in a Cell, either or. Is excellent. I also gotta go Logan Paul Roman. That was a great match as well. Walter Sheamus for sure.
At Clash of the Castle.
You guys, I'm not a huge fan of Walter.
That
either.
was it.
It's Gunther, but yes, Gunther Walter, same person. I get it.
Sorry, Gunther. Yeah.
But no, that Gunther Sheamus was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Roman Drew as well, same card.
Also, that card might have been the card of the year. By the way.
Yeah, that probably was card of the year. In Cardiff, nonetheless.
Yeah.
That Roman Drew match, I think is match. Actually, I take it back. That Roman Drew match, I think, is match of the year.
You had a fake cash-in, which was brilliant use of celebrity.
Yep.
And you had the debut of Solo Sikoa as the next member of the Bloodline. Yep. Also, brilliant use of him.
Phenomenal storytelling.
Yeah.
And I went into that match thinking there's not a goddamn chance Drew is winning. It is 0. I left that match going, fuck, he might actually win.
I
that final pinfall is just I think he's gonna win. And then Solo, and I was just oh, you bastard Triple H, you did it again. Brock Roman at SummerSlam as well.
They finally put together the match that they needed. They finally put together a classic match.
But Seth and Cody, both of them, absolutely phenomenal matches.
Yeah. For me, I'm thinking Seth and Cody Hell in a Cell. I don't know how any person does a Hell... it's not the fact that Seth and Cody were in a Hell in a Cell. It's the fact Seth and Cody did Hell in a Cell, and Cody Rhodes blew out his pec. He essentially was wrestling with one arm.
Yeah.
And put on a masterful piece of work. You also have...
Roman Seth is also a good one.
Roman Seth is good. Because that's when Seth came out of the Shield gear, right?
Yes.
Seth's such an asshole.
So good, dude. It was I laughed so hard. I loved it. I marked the fuck out, high as fuck eating pizza.
Like you said, Brock.
I have.
You do. What is it, K.
This is just a personal favorite. Jeff and Darby on Dynamite.
That's a good one.
Okay.
When I went.
Yeah, for me, also, I don't want to forget Becky and Bianca at WrestleMania.
Slapped. Absolutely slapped.
They would have been the most talked about thing for that first night until Cody came back.
Stone Cold. And Stone
Cold. Yeah.
And Stone Cold again.
Don't say any match with Tyrus. Damn you, Taquan. Don't talk about the NWA champion like that. Also, Becky Bianca at Mania. Not Mania, at SummerSlam. Also a great fucking match as well. Gunther Sheamus blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
I watched that match 3 times that weekend.
Yeah. Like that made Sheamus a star again. You can also think of
Yeah.
here's one that we didn't talk about: the Extreme Rules opener between the Brawling Brutes. I forgot who they faced in the Donnybrook match.
Oh my God, you're right.
I forgot
Who
about
did
that
they
match.
face?
It wasn't Judgment Day. No,
That might have been the Usos.
it was Imperium. It was
Hold on,
Brawling
I'll
Brutes Imperium. Thank you,
check.
Taekwon. Brawling
Imperium.
Brutes versus Imperium. That match was unbelievable. And that started the show.
It did.
Yeah. Oh my God. There was a lot of good NXT matches. Braun versus Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonough was also a good match as well. Just Seth and Riddle at Clash.
Oh, New Day and the Usos, obviously.
Of course, New Day and the Usos because
The Usos had a really good tag team match with someone else too, but I forget who it was.
Street Profits.
Yes. Yes.
The Money in the Bank. The Money in the Bank
At
match.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, it was
Money in the Bank or whatever it
yeah.
was. Yes, that match was excellent.
Yeah. And then Street Profits got delayed for a little bit because Montez got injured, but he came back and he looked so much bigger.
Yo,
Yeah.
dude. Fucking
Yo.
I love them so much.
I just want to hang out with Montez Ford one day.
Yeah.
For real.
A weekend.
Yeah,
just a weekend.
That's all. That's all I can handle, Montez.
I only need one. I'll never be the same again.
I just wonder how her and Bianca how him and Bianca functioned. It's like they're like,
Very aggressive sex.
because like,
It is the most athletic butt fucking ever.
so you want to hear something crazy? Here's a funny Bianca fact that I heard. So apparently,
Bianca pegs him.
when they did the Saudi show in the fall, and they were getting transported to the arena or what have you, Bianca was doing she was making her gear on the bus.
Jesus.
Like,
I believe
she
it.
makes, like, when she said when she gets anxiety, her way to cope is to make clothes.
Yeah, she makes a big. Yeah, it makes you go. She's like, oh shit! I didn't finish the arm. It's gonna kill me over here.
Yeah. But that's all. She's just crazy talented. And was number 2 in a bodybuilding contest throughout her like strict WWE schedule.
Yeah, who the fuck was number 1? She's huge right now.
Yeah.
Like, good lord.
Yeah, I don't think I remember any other matches of the year that really blew my mind. But overall, let's do one final question. There's a lot of shit that happened, and we covered a lot of the big stories.
It was a great year in wrestling this year. I'm very happy.
It was.
I'm very happy with the way wrestling turned out this year. But one final thing, and one thing only. What is the one thing, Will Tarashok, that the year 2022 in professional wrestling will be known for?
Oh, Vince McMahon stepping down.
Yeah.
This is the year Vince left WWE until next year when he comes back.
And he buys Ring of Honor.
He buys Ring of
Oh my
Honor.
God.
Yeah, no, like this year is known as the end of the era. It's a completely new world of wrestling. The world of wrestling changed forever when Vince McMahon left.
Mm-hmm. K. Murphy, do you feel differently?
No, I agree 100%. Nothing else.
Yeah. You know what it would have been? It would have probably have been for me the year Cody Rhodes returned to WWE.
Yeah.
I think that would have
You know,
been
it could
the
have
major
been-
story.
If Cody didn't get hurt and Vince didn't step down, it very well could have been that year.
Yeah. I think it would have been the Cody year, but I think Will is 100% correct here. It's the fact that Vince McMahon, for whatever reason you want to say, finally stepped down and gave the reins to somebody else. You can say what you want about Vince from a personal perspective, from a business perspective. In my lifetime, I will probably never see a better businessman. Hands down. Like,
No, he is one of the best businessmen of all time.
yeah.
The deals he made the competition he put out of business,
The innovation
the
that
lawsuits he's avoided,
the
the jail time he's avoided.
the level of innovation, he was foreseeing things that nobody was thinking about decades ahead.
Hey man, every great man falls to pussy. That's just how it
Yeah,
is.
you ever die a hero, live long enough to become the villain.
Like, dude, it's something had to bring him down, and naturally, it's fucking women.
And the money that he was paying people off for. You know?
That too. I mean, don't get me wrong. Extortion kind of has something to do with it a little bit, I guess.
You know, but it's...
He did, and he kept Snooker free. That's a good point to Quan. He didn't keep himself out of jail. He kept other people out of jail.
Yeah, he did.
He survived the Benoit scandal, but god damn it, you pay for some pussy and forget about
He
it.
survived a lot of stuff. It's also because it's one of those things where, like, he's one of the last people to, like, especially from a business perspective, because a lot of times businesses are just dropped from another generation to another generation, kind of like the royal family. But it's like he worked his way from the ground up and built WWE from the ground. Like, if WrestleMania 1 fails from a financial standpoint, we get nothing.
Like, he did take the reins off his dad, but his dad doesn't necessarily have like a successful company.
Yeah, no. Well, because he was part of, like, his dad was built on respecting the indies, and Vince was like, nah, we're just going to buy them all out. Fuck that.
We're going to buy them and sign this Terry Bollea character, so hopefully that's going to work.
You know, because Vince was like, yo, cable TV is about to blow up, and we need to be at the forefront of it. And he was
and
right.
Dude, Vince McMahon he has his vision. He's just always had the foresight to know what's coming next.
You know, and...
in terms of the industry.
And yes.
Not always in terms of creative, but in terms of the industry.
Yeah, creative aside, and if you talk to anybody worth a damn, they always talk about their relationship with Vince McMahon.
Their dad.
You know, for better or for worse. And
they're really creepy, touchy, handsy dad.
And it's a shame, because whenever you hear, like, Vince news, you never hear about, it's always literally something negative. That's also kind of a stigma that he gave himself when he came out as Mr. McMahon, the character. Yeah. And the problem is, we never forgot about Mr. McMahon, the character, and we thought that was actually him in real life, and that's not always the case. You know?
Yeah.
Is he kooky? But if you talk to, like, even, like, Styles, like, he's hard, but if you show him your worth, he'll, like, here's the thing, Vince McMahon will give you a shot.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you after that.
He might not like the shot, but he'll give it to you.
Yeah, he'll give it to you. Like, what is it? Like, even John Cena talks about, like, when John Cena first debuted, he went to Vince, always like, I hate the hair. And then threw him out the angle, and, like, it was horrible, but he found a way to stick around. Or, like, the story about Xavier Woods saying, like, if a New Day doesn't work, you can send me back to NXT.
Yeah.
You know, Vince McMahon respects somebody who's going to bet on himself, because Vince McMahon also bet on himself.
Brett forgave Vince before Goldberg.
It's also true.
Yo, Brett still doesn't forgive Goldberg. Like, apparently Goldberg is trying to, like, reach out to Brett and, like, apologize, and Brett's just like, fuck you.
You know, but it's one of those things that we're never going to see another Vince character again, because there's no one that really operates like that.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
Trips does not operate like that, and, you know, it's each way I think is going to be successful, because I think Triple H is the best successor to Vince that you can get, because he's a wrestler, he's been in the business, he's seen every side of it, and even though Triple H might not be well with managing money, that's what you got Tony Khan for. Not Tony Khan, you know,
Nick Khan.
Whatever,
Nick
the Khans,
Khan.
yeah. You don't. Tony Khan can do coke. You got what you got Nick Khan for. Because Nick Khan's going to get you money, and he's proven that already. He's really good at it.
Although he doesn't like that Triple H is spending it on talent.
Whatever. And then for all your philanthropic work, Stephanie, it's a great three-headed monster that they have.
It really is. If they all stay in their lane, Triple H creative, Steph PR, and philanthropy.
Nick handles the money.
Nick Khan, just make the money.
Yeah. Make me money. Make me money, Nick.
Yeah.
It works, but I'm gonna miss the days that when Vince was around, just because you never knew what the fuck Vince was gonna do. But put Vince up against the wall, and he always delivered.
Yeah.
You know,
I love.
my only
Vince
disappointment is
McMahon.
that he didn't get the send off that we probably all wanted Vince to get.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be weird, and hopefully before he passes away, he gets that proper send off.
Well, here's the thing, dude. I don't think he wants that send off.
That also might Vince. That's one of the things Vince always hated the spotlight on him.
He wanted to die. He wanted to die in charge. Like, he wanted to work himself to the grave.
He tried. He got close.
Close
Do
enough.
you think that they might do something for him at the Hall of Fame?
When he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would.
Remember, he's still majority shareholder on the board. Remember that.
Yeah. He won't.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't think he'd accept anything if he was alive for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But I think that's just a Vince McMahon thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Which, fair enough, man. I respect it.
Also, can you picture Vince with a live mic?
Not again.
Just think about that. Like, you're like, Vince, here's your Hall of Fame speech. Say whatever you want. Whatever.
Are you sure?
Oh my God, that'd be great. Absolutely great. But anyway, let's wrap this up since we are pretty much done in this year 2022. Great year of wrestling. Great time podcasting, you guys. Highs and lows. We've had a lot of epic arguments, a lot of funny times, and hopefully we're going to take a little bit of a break for the little holiday season. People have traveling to do, gifts to give out, things of that nature. And then we're going to come back in 2023 at some point because we're going to start getting ready for the Royal Rumble and talk a little bit about Wrestle Kingdom.
I'm gone for 2 weeks. I'm not here the week after either.
Ooh, very fancy. Kay, will you be? Where will you be?
I will not. So the 28th, I will not be here, but the following Wednesday, I think I'll be here. Let me double check. Really quick.
So do you want?
Yeah, next week is 28th. We're taking off. And weekend after that, the 4th, I'm not here.
Yeah. So Kay, you want to open up a new year on the 4th?
The 4th, I'm here.
So me and you, Kay.
Huh?
Yeah.
4th, I will be here.
Yay!
Next week, I will be on Long Island doing a Christmas thing with
Oh,
some of my friends.
Come visit. I'll be off. If you're around.
Yeah. Now, I'm like all over the place, like over the next week. Like, I'm going to Jersey for Christmas.
Ew.
Overseeing my parents. Yeah, well, their family's New Jersey. So, going to their mom's for Christmas, and then we're going to go to my parents on New Year's Day, because I'll be on Long Island for New Year's Eve.
Gotcha. So, yeah, we'll be back January 4th, I guess. If not, then the 11th. We'll figure it out as we get there. But yeah, for one final time, Will, hit me with that music. Ladies and gentlemen, for one final time, this has been Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 321, our end of the year Wrecktacular. There's only one thing that's been a wreck recently, and that's probably my self-esteem. However, wrestling this year has been absolutely amazing. One for the books. The year that Vince McMahon left pro wrestling. He left it in great hands in a Khan, not Tony Khan, but Nick Khan. So thank you for that, Vince McMahon. Anywho, folks, hope you enjoyed this recap with us. Of course, I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR _podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe, leave us some 5-star reviews. The links to all of our stuff are in the description below on our Linktree little all-site page. If you're listening to us on the audio part of this podcast, please make sure you're subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, where we have the WrestleMania podcast, the Brace for Impact podcast, as well as the entire Young Lions Perspective podcast as well. Again, Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, looking to do bigger and better things within this new year. Find Wrestle Addict Radio at addict_wrestle on Twitter, and Wrestle Addict Radio on all other socials. It's been a fun year. Hope we do a lot better next year. There's going to be a lot of crazy things next year. But by the time we come back, it is Rumble season. And with the 45th entrant in the Royal Rumble that doesn't actually exist, Will Tarashuk.
Me? It's Whitley T. Ladies and gentlemen, my shenanigans, you know them by now. We've been going for an hour and 45 minutes. I'm tired, and I feel a poop coming, so I'm going to end this year off with the K. Murphy.
I will be ending my year the way I started my year. Hi.
Poop?
You can catch me. No, hi.
Yes, hi.
You can find me on all social media at the K Murphy, TheKae Murphy. You can follow my graphic design business, Euphoric Future Designs, at Euphoric Future Designs on Instagram and on Spring. Let's get into some Yuletide fun, y'all.
Yes, it's getting to some Yuletide fun. Drink the merry night away. Screw up all of your New Year's resolutions before New Year's even happens, because that's the way that real adults do it. So enjoy the rest of the year in pro wrestling, the last, 10 or so days that you have. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hopefully you have a safe and healthy New Year, except for our favorite person in the world, and that is Slack. You can go fuck yourself, Slack. Happy holidays, but go to hell. So, yeah, let's get out of here. Post-show. See you, folks. Happy New Year. Triple H should bring back CFO.
I agree.
Okay, the Slack
hungry.
story dish.
Let me
Is that
hear
all
it.
you've been waiting for, Mr. Fretch? Jesus. I love our last year tip of the crown. I found some great memes on this stuff. This shit's fucking great. Also, someone on one of my Facebook pages has been doing different Rumble entrants based on old 2000 songs.
Really?
Like the Mambo #5 Royal Rumble entrance.
Amazing.
So when Kay gets back, I'll let them know about the Oh, you are back.
I'm right here. I heard you.
Oh, so God.
Am I switching a drink?
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, Hal Steinbrenner. Hal's throwing out shots. Will.
Was he calling shots at the Mets owner?
He said the Mets owner shopping spree should be quote unquote looked at.
They have a luxury tax of like $111 million.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So as you know, I've been posting a lot of different anonymous post things.
Yes.
So
You are in your Form Spring era, and I'm here for it.
whatever. It's fun. It keeps me sane during the day. So I won't tell you which one, but one of them came from Slack, and he told me the story behind it.
The story behind what?
Mambo #5 entrance: Monica, Erica, Tina, Rita, Sandra, Mary, Jessica. Sorry. Behind whichever one that he revealed on his anonymous question, because some people would come up and be like, "Oh, it's me." It's like, all right, you're really proud about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he told me a story. It's essentially, I will say this. It's a catfishing story.
Oh
It's very interesting.
no. Let's hear it.
I'm not gonna be.
Slack got catfished.
I'm not gonna be the purveyor of telling it. You can talk to Slack about it. That's not my story to tell.
So why would you bring up that you have excellent tea on Slack? Only
Eddie,
to
why
tell
would
me
you
you're not
blue
gonna tell
ball
me?
us like this?
Listen, I'm surprised I could even message Slack because I don't follow him on my social media.
What do you mean you don't follow Slack?
I don't follow Slack. I live for gimmick. I don't follow Will either. Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
You
you don't
still
follow me on
don't
Instagram.
follow Will?
Correct.
What a
Correct. You thought that was for?
I'm the only one that follows both of you.
Yep.
Which I guess is also true to the gimmick.
But it's also kind of fun as I'm looking at this tip of the crown stuff. Apparently, did anybody watch the World Cup final, which was fucking phenomenal?
I did
No.
not, but I know what happened.
Well, so during
I
one of
do.
the penalty kicks, somebody in the crowd behind the goalie had a giant oos.
The Uzi. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, God damn it,
Hilarious.
WWE. You're so good. Oh my goodness. That was honestly I don't watch soccer like that, but that was amazing. But Will, are you ready for in 4 years to do the World Cup in America?
I guess.
Just go for
It's
the
gonna be
experience.
here.
It's in
Yeah, it's gonna be here.
No.
It's
Canada,
U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
So there, it's like half of the stadiums are on the eastern seaboard.
Yeah, and the finals of it so far. Right?
They haven't named which stadium the finals going to be at yet. I would assume SoFi because they have the best looking arena, can fit the most people. But also Dallas is in there as well.
Yeah, 'cause it's huge.
Yeah, dude, it's a beautiful arena. I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking amazing. Um, but yeah, no, it is pretty crazy. What else has been going on? People have been sending me shit.
Or Giants.
Fuck the Giants.
It's so
No one
funny.
wants to go to their hitter's ballpark. No, I mean their pitcher's ballpark. No one wants to go.
Correa, how do you feel physical? Here's the thing, like, how did you not feel the Mets physical?
That's also very true.
Like, if he failed the Giants physical, is he gonna fail the Mets
I
one?
wonder
Like,
what were they concerned about? You know what I mean?
yeah, that couldn't be fixed. You're only gonna pay him $350 million. Like, you can't just like wait a few weeks to fix the issue.
Seriously. Yeah, like
Unless like an undisclosed injury.
but which is a typical Mets move. You're injured? $500 million.
Welcome.
Oh man. I will tell you this, that Subway series this year or next year is going to be phenomenal. Like I cannot wait. K-Murph, are you ordering something or are you like
No, I have my Switch.
gotcha.
I ordered dinner before the show, and so like I don't want to DoorDash twice in a day.
Mm,
So like
understandable.
I want food, but I don't know what I want.
Oh, well, by the way, I've almost been through my first month of Butcher Box. One, it's a lot of fucking food. It's a lot of meat.
Yeah, I
But
bet.
two, all fucking amazing.
I bet they only give you meat,
It's
right?
just meat. But like, you want to hear me?
Like buy veggies.
What's up?
Yeah, like buy veggies.
Yeah, I just buy produce, which saves a crap ton of money. Like, do you want to hear the meat selection I can choose from for next month? Because I think that's gonna come.
Yes.
Yeah, I might change it. I might not. I don't know yet. But I'll tell you what the different cuts are that we have coming up.
Yeah, I'm invested in your Butcher Box experience.
Tell you gotta come over, okay, and
Yeah.
show you the glory of air frying.
Yes, when my work schedule and I'm like confirmed when my schedule is getting more normal, I will let you know.
Oh.
Because right now it's a shit show.
Yeah. And so as always, in every box for the next year, I get 2 free ribeyes. 2 10-ounce ribeyes are free. That's always going to be a constant in any for the next year.
Okay, we live.
Yeah. So, but I can choose from. Let's go through the beef right now. So I can get a pound of sirloin tips if I was making like a stew or something.
Okay,
Two
good.
1-pound packs of ground beef. 6 5.3-ounce burgers. 2 1-pound bags of ground sirloin. I can also get chuck roast. 4 6-ounce flat iron steaks. I can get top sirloin steaks. The ribeyes also as well. If I wanted more ribeyes, I can do that as well. Beef brisket, 2.75 pounds of beef brisket, 2 10-ounce New York strip steaks, sirloin cap, or tenderloin, 16 ounces of tenderloin tips. That's just in the beef. In the chicken, I can literally buy a whole chicken. I can get a whole chicken, boneless, skinless chicken breast, chicken tenders, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which I might switch from my bone-in chicken thighs, chicken drumsticks, which is like apparently 3 pounds of thighs, 3 pounds of drumsticks, 3 pounds of wings, if you want to do party wings, ground chicken. In the pork section, I can have ground pork, St. Louis ribs, baby back ribs, breakfast sausage, center cut pork loin roast, boneless pork chops, which I was having this week, phenomenal, pork tenderloin, 1 14-ounce pork tenderloin, pork sirloin roast, 2 pounds of ground Italian sausage, pork butt, bone-in pork butt or boneless pork butt, bacon that they have, or tender belly bacon as well as an option. And then there's seafood as well, K. Murphy. We have wild Alaskan sockeye salmon, the 2-pound pack of that, scallops, salmon burgers, which I'm somewhat intrigued by.
That sounds.
Salmon burgers are good.
I might have to try that. There's cod, cold smoked sliced salmon, which sounds phenomenal, and also raw wild cut U.S. Gulf shrimp. So a pound of shrimp. And then there's even more stuff that's uncategorized, like ground bison, uncured beef and pork hot dogs, mild Italian chicken sausage, apple chicken sausage, and pot roast as well. And I get to pick 6 of these a month.
That's so exciting. What are you gonna pick?
Right now, I mean, I like to keep it basic. So in my last one, I had the salmon, which I have not opened yet. It's 2 pounds of salmon, so that's gonna last a while. I got the salmon, the boneless pork chops, the bone-in chicken thighs, the chicken drumsticks, the 2 New York strip steaks, because why the fuck not? The top sirloin steaks, and then obviously the ribeyes. So I'm probably going to keep my steaks the same. I might change up my chicken a little bit.
Okay.
And depending on how the salmon is, well, I will probably switch to cod 1 month. Bless you. And then I might switch it up and do salmon burgers. That is very intriguing to me.
I think it's awesome that you're experimenting with all these different meats and shit.
Yeah, and they're all like wild caught or grass fed, so they're very natural.
Yeah.
Or humanely raised pork, which thank you.
Kosher.
Yeah. So, it's more so I can experiment with the ribeyes. Not the ribeyes, the air fryer, sorry. Because my air fryer is the greatest thing I've ever bought so far.
How much is it a box?
For mine, $170.
$170 a box? How long does the food last?
I'm not done with it yet, and I got it a little less than a month ago. Well, think about it. I got two. Look at this. I got 2 10-ounce ribeyes, 2 10-ounce New York strip steaks. I have 4 6-ounce top sirloin steaks, 3 pounds of chicken drumsticks, 3 pounds of chicken thighs.
Oh my god. You're getting food for a month, and you keep it in the freezer.
It's all in the freezer. Yeah.
Frost them.
And then I got
that's a
4
deal.
8-ounce pork chops and 2 pounds of salmon.
I'll talk. Once we move in, I'll talk to her. Cause, like, I like doing my dinnerly boxes because they're so easy, but she's just like, I don't want to do meal delivery boxes anymore. I want to cook.
Well, you can do that because then all you got to do is like this actually saves money because like.
And you just got to buy
exactly.
produce. Yeah, that sounds a lot easier.
And also the thing is like if I were to buy all this stuff in a supermarket, it would cost me a crap ton more money.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like, Dylan and I move in together, like, I definitely can't do butcher box because they're vegan. So, like, $170 of meat for just...
You can't eat shit. Oh. Might as well eat dirt in the backyard.
Like,
well,
I still am going to eat meat and, like, cook meat and stuff. Just, like,
Right. But no, yeah,
That won't
although
work
Butcher
for
Box
me.
for one,
Hold on, let me find out what the deal
Yeah.
is for Butcher Box
Yeah, I
this
hear you. I
year
hear you,
for
Kay.
this month because Will, if you're gonna do it, you want to catch it on like when it's a good deal.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
We move in
but
February
I
1st.
do know that
I love Dinnerly, dude. It's just such a great
you know
deal.
what you could do, Will, actually, because they do their holiday boxes. So you can buy like a non subscription service box just for like quote unquote the holidays and try it out and see what you think.
Right.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
they give you a fair amount of shit in it too.
Mhm.
So what's the deal? They're selling, and they also have like add-ons as well. If you want to do something, you wanted to add something on, like they're selling right now as an add-on, mini hot dogs, which I find so fucking funny. Um, there's mini hot dogs, brisket, burnt ends, flank steak, halibut, which is a fish, uh, crab legs. I can add on to my package just for the fuck of it. Too bad I'm allergic to shellfish.
That
Uh,
sucks.
yeah, but they also sell like I can add pork carnitas, which I find interesting. I'm looking at this, and they have smoothie packs and chicken nuggets as well.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, but if you go, I'll have to send you a link, Will, of all like for holiday stuff. Oh, it's a holiday cuts. Gifts. Yeah, you can gift somebody a box of meat. So like, Will, if you were a new butcher box, you want to like try out what, like the fucking chicken or the steak or like a whole variety.
That's
Variety.
So if
the
you
gifts. The gifts I'm giving.
so if you did essentially, let's do in the butcher box favorites, which is like 160, you would get 2 pounds of ground beef, 4 8-ounce pork chops, 3 pounds of boneless skinless chicken breasts, 2 6-ounce filet mignon steaks. That's what I want to switch to. A pound of sirloin tips, a pack of bacon, and apple sausage as well.
Yum.
Me.
And it's free shipping on all boxes.
Well, that's good at least. Considering it's $170.
Well, there's also you can also literally buy as a holiday box a tomahawk steak.
Of course you can. That's the whole box. The whole box is just here's your steak and a giant bone, asshole.
Pretty much. There's a brunch box which I did not see.
A brunch box?
It's bacon, sausage, and smoked salmon.
Oh, that slaps.
It's really funny. Or you can do what's it?
I
There's
swear if I
Go ahead.
subscribe and get a fucking brunch box.
Or you might want to do the variety box, Will, which is actually pretty good. The variety box,
I would do a
the
variety
ultimate
box.
variety box is better because you get the pork chops, ground beef, chicken breast, bacon, top sirloin steaks, burgers, wings, and St. Louis ribs.
You like ribs.
I was out. On the island. I was out in Hempstead getting my hair cut. And I did stop by Famous Dave's because I was like, I fucking have to.
I haven't had famous
Yeah, I wish there was a
Dave's in
famous
years.
Dave's near me. There was a Okay, so we had a Bugaboo Creek Steakhouse in Massachusetts, which I don't know if you guys
I do
know what
not.
that is,
No.
but it's incredible. The Bugaboo Creek was like Outback, but like a little more themed.
More
So
themed
think of
than
like-
Outback.
Think of Outback Steakhouse, but the Pacific Northwest.
It sounds like Boulder Creek. It sounds like
Yeah, like they had a giant
Boulder Creek.
they had
Steakhouse.
a giant animatronic moose head on the wall that talked.
Interesting.
But it was like that Outback Steakhouse kind of type of
Okay.
food. Anyway, they had that, and then next door in the same like parking lot complex, they put a Famous Dave's. It was like, why? Why would you do that? What a mistake! And now both of them are
It
closed.
looks like.
but it was just like
Go ahead, Will.
Famous Dave was delicious. It's bad placement.
It looks like Wilbur promotion right now is free ground beef for life.
Excuse me for
For the
life.
life of your subscription, yeah.
That's very different than.
Ooh. Don't tempt me with a good time, Ricky.
It is pretty good because, like, you can do a lot with ground beef.
Yeah, you
You
do
can do
anything with
anything
ground
with
beef.
it. What are my deals? Mini hot dog. The mini hot dog thing really makes me fucking laugh. But yeah, butcher boxes so far so good. I need to switch up my box actually. See what the fuck I want to do with this. Because I think I want a filet mignon. I think that's what I was really hoping for.
I think that sounds delicious.
Um, are we not here filet mignon? God damn it. Whatever. Flat iron, ribeye, burger, ground beef, blah blah blah. Whatever. If it shows itself again, I'll add it. Philip Mignon.
Will it make me?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely add it another time. Oh my god. Wow, the works for yes it did, Mr. Frets. Okay, should we have Mr. Frets on for the beginning of the year since Will won't be around?
Fuck yeah, Mr. Fretz, do you want to go on the show? Do you have
Mr.
time?
Frets always wants to come on the show.
That's always
He's
welcome.
always welcome on the show as well. The fuck happened? Oh my god. Is there anything going on in AEW tonight? It's like the one time we actually didn't talk about what was going on the actual show.
I don't know. I know Winter is Coming happened again.
Apparently, it just finished.
Uh,
From what I got from Bleacher Report, Jamie Hayter retained her title, and Ricky Starks called out Jericho.
and I heard that what's his face? Stokely Hathaway called someone a raggedy ass bitch.
I love Stokely Hathaway, aka Malcolm Bivens. He was a great loss for WWE because
I don't know who he.
he's fantastic.
I agree. I don't know who he called a raggedy ass bitch, but someone in AEW was a raggedy ass bitch.
Honestly, knowing with Stokely, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
To be completely honest with you, it could be absolutely anybody. Like I just don't know. Oh my god. Oos. I fucking love this.
Uzi.
Oosy. Oh my god. Should we should we create a new shirt for slacking? We give Slack a shirt that says honorary Slack.
Honorary Slack.
No. No, he doesn't get a shirt. Why would we profit off of Slacker?
Why wouldn't we profit off of slackery?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Honorary Slack. Yeah, no. By the way, Kay, how's your euphoric designs going? I haven't looked at it lately. Are you running out of ideas?
No, it's just like I've been really busy with like work and stuff lately, so I haven't had the energy to like focus on it
Gotcha.
the way I want to. So right now we're in a low, which is fine because like it's going the way it's going, basically.
Oh, by the way, I checked out the hat studio because we can do hats now, including beanies.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I do want a new beanie.
So not all of our logos are able to be put on a hat because they stitch in the stuff, and a lot of our logos aren't like.
Right, it's not base. It's too like not basic
Yeah,
enough.
it's not solid enough colors. 'Cause, like
Yeah.
our Wrestle Addict Radio logo is kind of like the gradient of gray because it has like that little like shine part to it. So you kind of
Yeah.
fuck it up. So like my logos work because they're basically just like white. The old school KOTR one, like when we first revamped the logo, that one works. So you're welcome, K Murphy. You can get a hat.
Yay!
When I make it, the new one kind of doesn't work. I have to relook at it again. Some of your older logos, K, would work. Like an HBIC beanie would work. Because it's a solid.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking about doing hat designs, you got to think about that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, hats are a go because like there's beanies, there's dad hats, there's trucker hats, and I
love it.
and I think there's bucket hats as well.
Cute.
And unfortunately, Will, I don't think your logo works out for a hat.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, it's too. There's the color, like I said, the colors aren't solid enough, which is a shame. But I get it. We have enough merch as it is to begin with.
I'm tired. I need to go to bed.
You know, I'm about to dip out too. Everything's uploaded, William?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, or well, people who are still watching this or who will watch this later, because people love to replay our stuff. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Kwanzaa, even for people who celebrate it.
Happy solstice.
Solstice, that's right. It's the shortest day of the year. All about hot stuff. Yeah, and so we're gonna get out of here. See you next year. Ho, ho, ho.
Goodbye, Internet.
Midnight music.